There we are, live on Friday night. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's time for new looking Transformers the show.
It's time for Transformers the show! From Michael Bay to Marvel UK and everyone not in between. Breaking news and toy reviews, every robot fan's wet dream. Grab a brew and join the crew, become part of our scene. Bring your own, let's drink our own, make sure you're at least 18. Welcome to the show, the party and the flow. Friday night, let's go, Transformers the show!
Woohoo! There we go. Transformers the show. Right, tonight, what we've got coming up. So, we've got Toy Tales tonight. It's about Battle Beasts. We've got loads of pickups to go through. We've got discussion about Blokees and other non-transforming robots and why they're so popular right now. We've got Collector's Corner with Robot Cop. That'll be coming about 9 o'clock, plus all the news. But more important than all that, Brad is here. Hi, Xillion. You're right,
Hi, guys. Nice to be
welcome to the
back
show.
with you fine, handsome fellas.
You bless us with your face. Right, let's do some news.
I talk some TV, and now the news. Don't touch that dial.
Sorry, it's just look, Bavis, a man's to say he's seen it. He knows that the foreplay is all about Bavis. Hello.
He's coming on our show. Right. I need to make friends with JT Prime 17 because he knows everything, apparently. Anyway, he's come out with some more information about 2025 Transformers products. From the Age of the Primes, so the pictures to represent that. So I'll go through and feel free to shout out if you're excited. There's going to be a Commander G1 Silverbolt, which has raised many questions as to what is going to make it a Commander. There is a Titan Star Optimus Prime, which is Star Convoy, hence the picture. Again, many people questioning how that's going to be a Titan. How that's going to work out. There's going to be what's described as a fan channel. Generation selects G2 Dinobots, but nobody knows at the moment if that's the cores or the leaders. So they're the big ones or the little ones. We will have to wait and see. Walmart will have a Generations retro-inspired deluxe sea spray. I've been crying out for a deluxe sea spray for quite some time, so I'm very pleased about that. It's sad that that's the one I'm most excited about, but it's true. Retro-inspired deluxe Brawn, which I assume is the Brawn we've already had from Studio Series 86, but recolored slightly. And then things like Generations Bullseye Studio Series Voyager Optimus variant, which is the one with the target thing on, I guess, the bullseye part. Megatron, same Voyager. War for Cybertron Optimus Prime variant. War for Cybertron Megatron, same Generations Bullseye. Same Generations Bullseye Studio Series Deluxe Sideswipe, which I think is supposed to be the concept one because it says development. And then Generations Bullseye Wheeljack as well. So they're just going to paint them up like Target stuff constantly, which is less exciting.
Why?
But anyway, sea spray. Discuss.
The year of 2025, so Target's going to be sponsoring Transformer creation.
I like. Is there that like? Was there a lot of call on the forums of I really want some Target decoed Transformers? That's what I dream of. I don't remember seeing it. Anybody else? No.
Yeah, Tesco's. I'll do a blue stripe sea spray. I'll be up for that.
Asda, a lovely bit of green. Right, that could be something else.
More little, isn't he?
An Aldi one.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Has there ever been a bad sea spray though? Yeah, always welcome another sea spray. There's never.
I
been a
know.
bad...
I know. We
It's
need
like
more sea
sexually,
sprays.
we still talk
The
about
Titans one was
Transformer.
like. Just make the Titan one
Jamie on
bigger.
4 minutes to turn it sexual. Well done.
I mean, if that's not a euphemism, it should be. It should be.
I mean, it's not. Okay. Anyway. Oh, that didn't take long. Right. Okay. So this was thanks to the Famitsu website and a Hong Kong Transformers Facebook group. And they were images of the new Transformers crossed with Monster Hunter collaboration Leoleus Prime. This is the color prototype. So, yeah. Now, some people seem to like this.
Because I think
there you
it's
go.
awesome. Apart from the bot head, I just don't like that. But that's just one minor gripe.
I mean, the colors are great. And if you like a dragon,
I'll be having
Yeah.
it in beast mode.
Greg's Deco, let's talk. Why not? Greg's is on everything else, for Christ's sake. Oh, love a nice pasty. Right. Anyway, there you go. So some pictures of it, or at least the prototype of it.
It'd be nice if it came with a little Matthew McConaughey figure with an axe that flew at it, wouldn't it? So,
I miss
Isn't that a different thing, though?
Sean Connery. She's dragging.
Oh shit, yeah. And then we went on to this, didn't we? So we had that reveal of the Super 7 Deluxe Soundwave last time, which is an Amazon exclusive. Now we have the Super 7 Deluxe Optimus Prime VHS with squashed up photos for some reason, but this is how they came.
Yes,
apparently it's
Robocop,
exclusive to Macy's.
It's a retail of Eraser.
It is, yes. It is. Well done, Robocop 2.
And might to add, the actress, we've got a prize coming up in a couple of weeks for YouTube, where we're going to give away a signed copy of Eraser, the box, signed by the wonderful Michelle Yeoh, and she's got the most wonderful signature you could ever imagine.
We should stress the toy is inside the box. It's not being opened.
Yeah.
It's not just the box. I'm just giving away a box that's going to be signed.
Yeah.
The toy.
Signed carrier
That's a
bag.
great prize that was given to us. Anyway, there's the Optimus Prime. I know it comes in the VHS box, but for some reason it just doesn't look as sexy as the Soundwave one to me.
I
So
don't think it's good no matter what. You can't possibly fuck up Soundwave unless you really try.
I don't know. There's been one or two over the years.
Long.
Yeah, they have tried.
Yeah, really tried.
Failed.
Then what else did we have? So via Baidu, we had images of some new upcoming Blokees model kits because we all love Blokees. The Action Edition G1 Megatron, which you can see there, to go with the Action Edition Optimus Prime, which a learned member of our show might have done a little review of that you might be able to watch once you finish up here. I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
I couldn't think.
After the show, ladies and gentlemen.
After the show, don't watch it. Save it for afterwards as like the
Yes.
dessert for after the main
Yes.
course.
Something to
We're
fall
also
asleep
getting.
to.
Or do something else too, but that's a different issue. We also have Galaxy versions of Wheeljack. We've got the classic class of Bumblebee and Starscream. And there's
That's
the Galaxy
class
versions.
I collect. That's a higher age group where it requires more dexterity putting them together. And better eyesight.
So you're going to get
The what
Nailing to help you.
Sorry, the collection you collect, Jamie? Is that what you said?
Classic Colax. Classic.
Classic Colax. Classic Prolapse.
I
Oh,
don't
dear.
even know where that word came from.
While he suffers
There were
his
some
classic
people-
Prolapse. Have we
there
all
were
seen
some people that
IDW
would-
Megatron?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, just this IDW Megatron they're giving us. Like, if they're giving us IDW Megatron, we may get other IDW designed characters. Anyway, sorry, you were going to say something, Pete.
No, I was just going to say how it's so funny how people change their perceptions of Blokees over a couple of weeks.
I know.
There are some people that
I don't
No,
have
no,
the
no. I'm
mind
not
of
referring to
baby
you,
Blokes.
Jamie. Why would I
Oh,
refer to you?
Okay, good. That was ready to sound.
Just other
I
people.
was geared up.
Other learned people. Anyway, moving on. Kuro Karo Kuri, Ultra Magnus. The pre-orders are up for this thing. Looks pretty fierce. Does the crotch thrust? So, what more do you want? It is. That can't be right. It's well, it says in the information 21 millimeters in height, but it's got to be higher than that. For Christ's sake. Surely that's supposed to say centimeters. Oh,
He looks like
you crazy.
He looks
people.
like Sesame Street's letter of the day, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's a bit of a H. Anyway, he's got, you'll be excited to hear, he's fully painted. It includes diecast. And different from before is he has movable fingers, or it actually says movable fingers are designed. It's got chest. Yes, it has chest. Eyes, shoulder cannon, and laser beam cannon.
Oh, so
Have
those shoulder
LED.
cannons can come off. Can these shoulder
Boom,
cannons
look at
come
that.
off?
Oh,
Yeah, look at that. eh?
fierce.
You also get a hammer, which is a
About like
bonus
Nova
part,
Prime.
which can be stored in the backpack. So he has a backpack, but that's where you
And
can
a shoulder
store...
pack, really, hasn't he?
Look at that. I'm fairly certain the big cannons can be removed,
Yeah.
should you wish. But it looks...
It's like £5 million though. It's like it's
No.
low, isn't it? It's like
Oh,
300.
no.
it's
There's
like
only the
300
3
quid.
million. Yeah, they
Yeah.
won't be cheap. They never are. But they do look. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. He's playing peekaboo?
His
don't know.
targeting thing.
Is he?
Autobots need to know how to target stuff.
I'm not sure how much success he's going to have there. But he can point at you angrily. He'll
Good.
tell you to get to the shuttles.
Ooh.
There's his backpack.
Ah,
Who
Pick
doesn't
me up
love a
some cheese
backpack?
strings.
There he is posing with a hammer, like an old man does, like I would, just kind of taking a moment. And there's the gubbins that you get with him. Bits and, of course, pieces. And who doesn't love that, eh?
Oh yeah.
And then we will move on to more of the YOLO Park stuff. The AMK Pro Series figures revealed at Wonderfest 2024 included Bumblebee, you can see there. Tarn, who was it? Who was on? Was it James Roberts or Nick Roach? Somebody, I think it was James Roberts, who simply commented out saying that the ratio of fusion cannon to the actual rest of Tarn was correct, because there are some big fusion cannons there. So we're getting that. We're getting RC. We are also getting Transformers 1, Optimus Prime, and Megatron.
Is that the third form?
I would say yes, because the cannon's fully developed.
Yeah.
That's how I can tell, is I look at the cannon more than anything else. And also, Mirage from Rise of the Beasts. With big hand. Or it's just perspective, but either way. Drift, who was not from Rise of the Beast, but we're getting a Drift because, you know, he was great. Dark of the Moon Megatron. We're getting Bumblebee. I'm not sure. Is that Bumblebee?
That's Bumblebee. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it might
That's
be.
isn't that Protoform Bumblebee from Bumblebee?
Yeah,
isn't that
like
Bumblebee from the
form.
Bumblebee movie? Is it?
Yeah, Bumblebee.
It's like before he was cheap.
Before he was cheap. Soundwave from the Bumblebee movie. And we are also getting Starscream.
Oh, that's a pose.
Do you know what? I give the credit to the Weibo user who
The
took
Jimmy
the photos,
Savile
but I
pose.
can't speak it. Can't read it rather. The what pose?
Jimmy
Anyway.
Savile pose.
let's
That's
just
dodgy as hell.
move along.
That's what you should do.
And-
She's going posing like that.
TFW 2005 board member Phased, but that's PH4 ZED. And that one foo gave us first in-hand images of the Retro G1 Bombshell and Ramhorn reissues. They are in these photos.
Oh, it doesn't come with a Tupperware lid.
Yes, it does. It must, because it's
Fine
in the
use of
photo.
a Tupperware lid.
Makes
We
it a
should
leader
all
class.
use them. Anybody doing a video review from now on, put it on a Tupperware lid.
Damn, I need a really small background Tupperware lid.
I am a bit gutted. It's not following the same colorway as the other two.
It's, I mean, yeah, it's a little.
Yeah, but they'll probably release that.
strange.
Don't worry, Pete.
Yeah.
This is Hasbro.
Oh yeah, we'll get more. They're going to keep doing this because it's one of the few G1 molds that survived. Anyway, there he is, getting apparently beaten up and having his Energon stolen.
I don't know if that's beaten up.
We-
There's a lot of undressing going on there.
Being painted like the French girl said. A little bit of not great paint on the back of it, which I assume is what that's supposed to show. But there you go.
Jamie would have a meltdown.
Oh,
I can
Jamie
see
will
it
get the
from
microscope
here.
out.
Gonna buy 3 more just to average.
The
it.
Yodel driver wouldn't have even pulled out the road.
He would have done, but Jamie would be chasing him like Terminator 2. Anyway, right, let's move on because we have some stuff from Flame Toys from their Twitter account. They've shown the stuff that they showed at Wonder Festival Shanghai 2024, which was going on this week, which is the Karakuri Die Atlas. I hate saying that name. This is the grey prototype of it anyway. So if you like your Die Atlas. We have the Furai model Beast Megatron in a color prototype. Lucky Beastie.
Yes, I know.
We also have the Ultra Magnus that we saw earlier on in a color prototype. The Starscream, which I think we've seen like the official product photos, but that's it. Like if you shove something up its ass and make it look like it's flying,
Like
apparently.
proper tooled up version of Starscream.
Yeah, well, it comes with a lot of stuff, doesn't it? So you can have like the Cybertron type.
Yeah.
Well,
that's very nice.
arguably
I'm not
Cybertron.
here to fuck about.
Are you talking about you personally or him? Jet power armor, Optimus Prime, but also Nemesis Prime. Because who doesn't love a black Optimus Prime repaint? Not right, Lee. And also we've got the G1 style Megatron.
That's really nice.
It does look
That's
good.
lovely. Yeah, that is lovely.
The Soundwave, who looks like
Again.
he's staying alive. Nice bit of dancing going on. Shockwave, who's pulling some moves. Is that a dab? No, it's not quite a dab, is it? But yeah, again,
Shooting
carrying a
himself.
little version of himself, because that is now the thing, isn't it? And Hound. Hound definitely does not skip shoulder day. What is going on there?
It's like a buff Alan Partridge.
Do you like my blade? Anyway, right. And I think that's all of them. Which takes us on to more Blokees, which were revealed again at Wonderfest 2024. So there's that Action Edition Megatron. We saw like the more official photo. That's it in its grey prototype. 7 inches tall. And we also got the Galaxy version. Oh, that's him sat in a throne. We also got the Galaxy version Wheeljack in a moment. We're nearly there. There he is. No, that's still Megatron. There he is. Got there in the end. And also, we've got IDW Megatron that we've actually seen that as well in the Galaxy version. So they're the little ones that many of us are collecting and have been for a while. And they look cool. I'm looking forward to seeing paint up versions. But that wasn't the only Blokees stuff they revealed. They also revealed their classic class stuff as well. So there's Starscream.
Ooh.
We've got a bit of Bumblebee from Transformers 1.
Ooh.
We've got Sentinel Prime. It looks like he's got the face mask, so it's not quite powered up mode, I don't think. But, you know. And RC. Nope. Yeah, it is. It's RC, according to this. Oh, that's Lisa 1. Yeah, Blokees people, you got it wrong. That's Elita 1. But we still love you. So there's Elita 1.
Good work.
Yeah. I doubt it. I think other things will have done that long before. Anyway, we crack on. Oh, God. This is called Aldi Transformers 7-inch action figures revealed at Wonderfest. I've not heard of this company before. I don't know if anybody else has.
I think you'll find it's pronounced Audi.
Well,
Just
not
had it
AULDY. Aldi.
Audi are entering the Transformers.
Aldi would be great. We have been over that before. Anyway, you get G1 Jazz. You get G1 Cliff Jumper. You are going to get a G1 RC. Looking svelte. You're getting a Soundwave, should you wish to get one.
And what's the size again, Andy?
7 inches, according to the information that was shared with this. And also Starscream. And I think, is there an Optimus Prime? I believe there is. Yes, there he is. So there's a
They
Prime.
do look good.
They do. I suppose they're trying to cash in on this YOLO Park and all the other ones, Flame Toys and everything, who are making money from these non-transforming Transformers.
It does
Yeah.
segue into the discussion tonight, doesn't it? It's the fact that it's another, it's another company releasing.
Yeah, non-transforming Transformers.
Mhm.
Flying in the face of the name. And then this was from the 38th Hot Wheels Collectors Convention. Courtesy of a TFW 2005. We can't laugh at them when we
Are you just laughing?
I'm
at
just
Hot
laughing
Wheels?
because I look at the Ultra Magnus that the missiles would be, and it looks like they're put on a dildos, hasn't it? Like,
Your mind goes to some strange places at times. But anyway, there he is, with his dildo missiles or not. This is the Hot Wheels Track Fleet Ultra Magnus. So there it is.
extra
Non-transformable.
sensation.
Vibrate our darkest hour.
Anyway, was there anything more? Was there any more? Oh, good news! Transformers 1 was #1 in Peru. The cinema.
Yay,
So,
Peru.
yay! Woohoo! Come on, everyone. Let's all go to Peru.
Only film released in Peru this year.
Literally the only
One cinema.
Well, it may be because Rise of the Beast was set in Peru, wasn't it? So
Maybe.
they're probably really
Popular.
happy and stuff.
Everyone
Yeah.
left disappointed because Peru wasn't in it.
YOLO
it like
Park's
now?
official ANK Pro Starscream. They've done some photos from Weibo user Mangangwan, which I may have said that completely wrong, but that's how it's written. And
What
there
Bisto
he is,
said about
sailing.
the Hot
That's
Wheels
what I was
Ultra
laughing at.
Magnus
Go on.
orders to slip that up his bum hole.
Oh, Vista, never
Oh,
change.
School humor's the best. Is it raining?
Anyway, there's the Starscream AMK Pro Starscream. There he is with different versions, including the little Blokees one on the bottom right. There he is, looking all heroic.
But does that mean they're going to bring out a cartoon beta version eventually as well? And mugs like me will be taken again for a ride.
Probably. I mean, it's quite possible. I mean, what why not? Eh?
That's
Really
pretty cool.
money. That is. I like this little short story. Hey, we're mates. I've betrayed you, and I'm about to die. So there you go, a story. And then I just like that one. So I assume that you can swap the head over with the Optimus Prime to reenact that little bit from the cartoon. I'm just distracted.
Yeah, that
by
one time.
Paul waving and wafting at his camera as he just tries to focus. Anyway, that's all of it. That's all of the mainline news.
Ah, cool. My camera's fixed. Excellent. Right, let's move straight into.
Are you in a sauna? Or is that just in my head canon?
Ate popcorn and cleaned the camera lens.
It's time for third-party news.
Battle this.
It's heavy metal crunchy time as Optimus Prime goes toe-to-toe with Combat Megatron. Prime is one tough dude underneath his hood. He's a Transformer missile fire phenomenon. Combat Megatron is combat armed. His mighty mega missiles are slamming. He can mad out more for use mega force, but Combat Optimus is still standing.
Oh, you
Nope.
caught me having a drink. Right. It's like you're in
Sorry.
soft focus. Like some 80s film.
Under the
drink
sea.
You remain anonymous.
Under the
Yeah,
sea.
I should just change your voice. Anyway, I was going to take that in the wrong direction there. Right, Dreamstar Toys, DS2 002 Hercules Warrior, another Devastator from a third-party company because there's not enough of them. This is the torso prototype, and there are photos of at least one of the members of the team coming up later on. So this is the original model, so you can get an idea of how it's going to look. Another stylized Devastator.
The detail's good, but it's not for me.
Yeah, it looks a bit.
I always think with these things, it's like if you like the stylized look,
It's a bit too diggery, doesn't
diggery do.
it? Yeah.
Oh wait, that's something else. Anyway, so there is some more photos of one of the individual members coming up, but let's go on to Craftsman Toys DJS02A Drill. This is their Legend Scale Technobot nose cone, and this is the production version. So if you're in for these, this is what you
I
get.
might have a go at this.
That is
Yeah.
pretty sweet. Yeah, that's a really
Does
nice
look
nose
good.
cone. Nobody ever cares about nose cone, do they? They do.
Yeah.
That's a nice nose cone.
That's the great thing, isn't it? Those lesser characters actually getting their time in the sun.
Nose cone was
Yeah.
only ever like. Go on. Sorry, mate.
Combiner Wars Takara nose cone. Remember, there was quite a lot of hoo-ha because he was like a new mold in comparison, well, a lot of more remolding, I should say, compared to the Hasbro version.
Hmm.
Was that based off the Brawl?
Oh, I honestly can't have a clue. All I know is I bought it because it's Takara, so
Obviously.
that was it.
A higher class of collector. Elite, some might say. Yeah, it does look good, though.
In the early 90s, it was always like, well, there's no Thunderbird toys on the market, so nose cone will do. Wasn't it? And now it's now this is a nose cone.
Yeah.
Looks a bit like Multimac. It's nice.
It comes with some extra bits for when he is a limb, which is why you can see that there. And then, is this like combining some of it up with, looks like it's part of the grey prototype? It's not really explained in the photos.
You spun it round, maybe. Ah.
Oh, can you turn
Is
it
this
into a
like-
little weapons platform?
Oh.
Cool. That's kind of cool.
Mm.
There he
Fires
is.
at your lasers.
Stand over there and look at the floor.
Back on the leg. Leg day. So yeah, so there's that, and that's big excitement for all people who love third party and the Technobots. We've seen photos of this before. So this is MB21 Tsunami, which is Fans Hobbies version of Tidal Wave. These are like the photos they put up. Well, these are the photos they put up as pre-orders and now up for this. And yeah, it looks good, but I still stand by what I said last week. I like it. but I don't know if I like it more than the Hasbro version.
I mean, Tidal Wave, they say, is going a bit cheaper in Amazon, something like 190 or something. Or don't know if that's sold out, but I think a lot of people are still kind of hoping it'll go down to like usually 120, like the other ones have gone.
I think it will eventually.
Oh,
I like the
Minicon
Minicons.
with it, though. Yeah, there's 2 of them. That's quite nice. It's more of a fleet.
There's one Minicon, isn't there? And the other one's based off supposedly
Ramjet?
the Micromaster from Flat Top, supposedly. That was what was put on one of the forums. But I don't know how true that is. It's got linked rotatable turrets. Rotatable, I should say.
Ooh.
It's got firing missiles,
Papa.
like the original toy had. Take out your eyes. Special docking area for fitting different mini transformable figures.
Space shuttles and seafaring craft go together.
Yeah.
I just like the
They're
way
not
it's
even
on
like
the side.
Yeah, it's on the side, cruising with a dolphin.
Yeah, we docked in 0 gravity, then we hit the sea.
And this is third party, isn't it? And those are actual Transformers, aren't they?
First
Yeah,
Hasbro
yeah.
products.
It's really
so
nice. Yeah.
Zero party.
ain't no
That's
party
really
like a
impractical
zero
plane mount. There's no way those planes are taking off from there. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous.
It's a health and safety nightmare. This is.
It's ridiculous.
Why
Nobody's
is there a
thinking
plane
about
on the bridge? Both bridges. Why do we need 2
Oh,
bridges?
Scale.
One at
Anyway,
the
there
back
you
just
go.
pointing up into the sky. Whoa, take off upwards.
Thinks it's a space shuttle. No, the
That
space
will go
shuttle's
well.
on the side.
Anyway, he's
Oh,
a tall
little
boy.
guy.
We know this. We've seen some
Oh,
of these
beautiful.
photos, I'm sure, last week.
So what are we saying? Are we saying he's like 12 inches tall, maybe a bit bigger? 14, 15?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think we mentioned this.
I think it's
we mentioned
15.
this last week. So
Tape measure out.
he always does.
I have to justify being on my desk, Brad. And if I don't use it on this show, it doesn't get used.
The visual learner.
And then again,
Guinness
those scale
metrics.
photos. We saw some of these last time.
That's
The
pretty, isn't it?
optional faceplate. And the other thing it comes with is 2 optional faceplates for their version of Megatron. The shouty one is particularly disturbing.
It's like when you get
Singing
your
and not
cat's
singing.
face and do that with it.
And then there's combined modes. There's different options for
What
the
the
combined
fuck
modes.
is that?
It's Armada.
It's
isn't it?
combined mode
What
A, my
happens in
friend.
Armada? Is there more than one combined? But does nose cone come into the equation again?
Ed, you're not meant to be drinking the wingman yet. You're meant to wait until the beer section,
God's
which is
sake,
after this.
Ed. Did you not get the
Ed.
memo? Combined mode B with those big feeties. And then combined mode C. Look at that. Hey?
How can you actually move?
He doesn't have to
I
move,
don't
he just
need
has
to.
to shoot things.
Everything just
massive
flies
Christmas
into him
dinner.
and just implodes.
I feel really full.
Oh, dear. Anyway, let's move on. So I mentioned about Dreamstar Toys. So this is Loading Warrior you're about to see, which is their version of Long Haul, and it's the prototype. So there it is.
Oh, that's a bit diggery.
Diggery do. Don't make me say it again. There you go. It's, yeah, again, very stylized. I wonder if anybody's well, I'm guessing none of you guys are in for this. I wonder if there's anybody in the chat who's going for this.
It's a negative.
Yeah,
one, though.
Devastator Head's a bit crap, to be honest. It's just looks a bit like Mac and Me from the 80s, that film with the alien.
Back at me.
Oh, I never liked that film because it always
No,
looked like he was
it's
starving.
It was
You
one of those
know,
films
All
you went
about
into the
CT.
video shop, went into the radio rental store, you were like, maybe next week if I can't think of anything else. Nah, not this week. I'm going to
Yeah,
get
but
Suburban
those
Commando.
girls, that's awesome.
Is that what we're saying then about this Dreamstar Toys long haul? Maybe next week. If there's nothing else.
It is, yeah.
A bit one for the Bayverse fans. This is Unique Toys R10 Justice Leader, their Transformers movie Optimus Prime. It is 30 centimeters tall, Pete. That's 11.8 inches, according to the information, anyway.
I'll tell you how tall it is, then, all right?
I've not done the maths.
I'm the one with it.
I've
I'm
not
the
got
one
the
with the
schematics.
measure.
I'm just passing on the info.
That's fucking massive.
What
That
about the
doesn't
robot?
scale with anything. That will not
It's in
scale
it.
with anything.
Spot the difference? Slightly optional, different chests. And there he is. He's a big lad.
Are you sure when you said anything?
It's not big and it's not clever, but it is big.
And it is clever.
At least this thing fucking works.
Anyway, there he is getting the Matrix, the rubbish one.
The one in a sock.
There he is punching nothing. There he is discovering his own hand.
He's trying to turn the light switch on. He's only like 2 centimeters away from it.
And there he is, produced by Unique Toys. So I'm assuming pre-orders for this, if they're not up already on places like Shozi and everything, will be up soon.
I feel sorry for that guy because that was actually quite a good pose. Quite original. Unique.
Did I destroy it? I do apologise.
It
The other one I was going to go on was not John Cena.
To be or
Booker
not to
T.
be.
Didn't Booker T used to do that thing
Yeah.
before he did the Spinneroonie?
Spinneroonie, yeah.
Which was what I was going to go with, but I thought that was too niche. I wasn't sure if enough people would get that.
No, this is exactly the right channel for that.
I can see
Oh,
it. I just can't touch
Spinneroonie.
it.
Get ready for the evening entertainment at TFUK Con. Spinneroonies all round. Right. Oh, and then this thing. This is
camshaft.
Yeah, it's the Omnibot. It's from XTB. They call it Yaguchi because and it's masterpiece scale Omnibot downshift. This is almost ready to ship, apparently. So there you go. I never really got the excitement over the Omnibots, other than they were kind of hard to get hold of.
And that's what it is. If you build the hype, then you automatically are hyped up about it, but you don't even know why.
Yeah. Well done, Stuart. You get it. Yeah, I don't like the feet. I don't know. The feet feel a bit lazy to me, but what can you do? The cars mode's nice.
That's
I think you often find
It's
that.
the Toyota Supra, and it's nice from the
I think
80s.
so,
Yeah.
You tend to find with third party, they tend to get the vehicle modes pretty much spot on, or at least a lot of the recent ones have. Opening doors, of course, and you can attach the weaponry. Bit of a gull wing doors thing going on. That's what it looks like from behind. If you like to park up your car like that on a mirror while you're doing your no, I'm not going to say that.
Business.
And then there's the underside. It does clean up very well. I mean, you wouldn't,
Oh yeah,
you wouldn't think that that's a
lovely.
transforming figure, would you?
No.
You could display that
It's
upside down.
bizarre, but look at it. It's a thing of
John won't
beauty.
punch his Sanos. Oh, look at that.
Underside the show. That cleans up lovely.
That guy who displays all his vehicles upside down is licking.
Yeah, on the side. Oh, I'll do nicely. Anyway, and then X-Transbots, and apparently this is an X-Transbot Toys and Agabus BotCon exclusive Spectre General head redesign. So you also get the standard head. So you get the old head, which is on the right. You get the new head on the left, and you get the Delta Magnus head, apparently. And that's been revealed. So who doesn't love a good evil Magnus or Delta Magnus, I suppose, if you prefer to go that way?
Is that what Delta Magnus look like a skull?
No, it's the Shattered Glass Magnus is where that comes from, but he's in the Delta Magnus colors. So of course, if you want the Delta Magnus, you can get that. It's like the official Hasbro one that comes with the Delta Magnus head and the Shattered Glass head. So,
You know, He-Man, the live-action movie, and Skeletor. It's the same face, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Skeletor.
yeah, very much.
More on
I
the
think
right,
they have
the neck
improved
job.
it. The one on the right isn't great. The one on the left is very much more bludgeony. Anyway, that's it. That's all of the news that was newsy and that we had, and we're done.
Well, listen, we're in a short span of time where my camera's in focus, so let's make the use of it. And it's now time for beer of the week. So this week, this isn't some sort of sponsorship thing. We promise, like literally, if you
Beer
choose
of
the
the
beer,
week.
we'll drink it. The reason it's Wingman is because Pete's first suggestion.
Hang on.
was Carlsberg Export.
If you choose the beer, we'll drink it. Let's be careful
Yeah.
now. That could get freaking dangerous.
So this is a Brewdog Wingman. So I feel like an absolute hipster today drinking Brewdog. It's
What's a
a
hot
session IPA. IPA stands for Indian Pale Ale. I didn't know that. You learn a lot drinking, and we've got one. And I know some people in the chat have got some. If you want to know what the beer of the week is, head to the Facebook group Transformers the Show, and we'll let you know ahead of next week. I dropped mine in Tesco's outside by the trolleys. So
it's going to be a lively one.
So I'm going to keep it
Getting
away.
his excuses in early. And now that everybody gets to watch while we all pour it.
This is what they tune in for.
Right.
It's like when somebody does something like this on the radio.
Brad, have you put a post-it note over your beer?
Yeah.
Written
Says Wingman, see?
Oh, you
I got
got
it officially, Wingman.
For a second
that's
there,
the special
I thought
edition.
you'd sellotaped over a normal can. There you go. Cheers. Cheers to everyone in the chat who's drinking it.
Cheers to everyone. Remember,
Big
drink
man.
responsibly.
Tastes like beer.
Like the chat, it's very fruity.
Hey! Oh, dear me.
It tastes nice. I would give that 6 out of 10, which is quite high. 5 is average, remember.
Yeah.
On your random scoring system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm not
I would
blown
agree.
away, but I
No,
will
I
drink
would
it.
concur. A solid 6. Pushing a 7.
Solid 6.
What
Solid
percentage is
6.
I hadn't actually bothered looking.
43%. It's mental.
Yeah.
43%.
I'm cooked.
I was really expecting to see like a 7%. 4.3.
Yeah. It's nice IPA. I don't drink
It's
it.
like
Anyway,
drinking Budweiser with flavour. Anyway, right.
don't like alcohol, don't worry. It's only going to be about 20 seconds long, that section. But we'll put the next beer up in the chat. We'll have a chat about it on the Facebook group. So join.
Whatever's on
Jamie-
deal. at Tesco's,
Jamie, how are
really.
you feeling about the Wingman? Are you enjoying it?
Nah.
There goes the sponsorship deal. Have you drank about half
Oh,
yours already?
close.
I'm not
Oh,
enjoying it. I've only had half of it.
Yeah.
That should be your review. Over to Jamie.
We should
Not
take
today,
Jamie
thanks.
take Jamie to craft pubs, and when he's drank 3/4 of the way through, he can go back and say, "I don't like this. Can I have my money?" Anyway,
We've
right.
done news, we've done beers. It's time for pickups.
We now return to the Transformers.
Beer and chocolate biscuits. It's lovely. Yeah. Some cheese.
Oh, the sound's doing that dodgy thing because you started talking too quickly after the clip.
What I've done is I've accidentally spoken too loud and it's thrown my camera out of focus again.
Your dulcet tones.
I will whisper now, camera. Yeah, so what do we get? So I don't mind going first. So I got some Blokees, which was via Blokees and via Andy, who kindly sent them on. And it was the Series 5 ones. And I haven't really had Blokees ever before. I saw them at TFNation and was really jealous, especially Charlie brought a whole wave and just popped them out in front of me and started playing with them. It was a fantastic time. And it looked great.
And the Blokees.
And he got his Blokees out as well. But yeah, so they're just really addictive, aren't they? Like you pop one open, you build it, you're like, oh wow, that looks good, and then you pop the next one, you go, oh, I'll just do one more, and suddenly it's 3 a.m. and you're covered in Blokees papers, instructions. But the only thing I was thinking in my head, which I might not like them, I thought they were all on sprues, but it's not. It's just the hands to these versions of Blokees are just on the sprues. Everything's all ready to clip together. And Pete, your review was excellent. You're right. Once you've done one, you kind of can do them all. Like they all kind of go together in the same way, but they're also spectacularly different, and the colours are brilliant. Just, I think, if anyone's got any of those RED non-transforming Transformers, I picked up Prime before, and you can just see he's a floppy mess. These guys aren't. Like, they're solid. You pose them. They're so poseable. They stay exactly. This is what this should be. You've done it wrong, and you've done it right, Blokees, because they're ultra poseable. They come with loads of accessories, and I fucking won life and got a shiny Optimus Prime, which is apparently a rare. So it kind of takes me back to the times of Panini stickers where you'd get a shiny and be like, ooh. And he looks astonishingly good. So yeah, so
It makes you a god in some countries. In some countries, it makes you a god.
Does it?
Peru.
Right. 99% of all our subscription comes from Peru. It's weird. I just really like Transformers.
Very big in Peru.
Yeah.
They love it.
Right. Who's your next? Pete, what did you get this week?
Oh my god, I got loads of stuff. And I'll save the educational story till the end. So from friend of the show, Plastic Crack, I bought the Titans Return Grotesque. So I was after him for a while, which means I've now got to get Repugnus because I've got to Inferno. So he's very cool for a very reasonable price. What else did I get?
I used to have a mate called Fantastic Crack. He was always on the push. Sorry, keep going.
Straxus turned up today. Haven't opened him up, but he literally landed a couple of hours ago. We got Ruckus and Bludgeon. Bludgeon's just funny. I don't know how many versions I need of the mold, but he just looks like he's eating spaghetti. It's a joke. But Ruckus is beautiful. It really is. I haven't transformed him yet, but I'm going to mess with him over the weekend. I know you struggled, Jamie, with your version, but mine.
I had to send mine back. Yeah.
Touchwood, mine is beautiful. I got the same range as Blokees as Paul. Who's your favourite from the set, Paul? Because I really like
Bumblebee. I really like. Is that I think these two guys are cool. Is it a Death Guard and Sentinel Prime?
Sentinel Prime on the left, and it's called something like it's called Death Tracker or Trooper.
Death Tracker, yeah, that's it.
The Ironhide is like beautiful, like genuinely gorgeous. I won't discuss much. If you want to hear my well thought out opinions on Blokees Optimus Prime, please watch my review. But got this guy as well. Excellent. Gorgeous figure. And the last one, I just want to take you on a little journey, if I may. So the law says you shouldn't drink and drive. Medical profession says you shouldn't drink while pregnant. But nowhere, anywhere, does it say you shouldn't drink and buy Thundercats. Like no one ever says that.
It's just frowned upon. It's legal.
Emma does.
Towards the end of last week, I bought what I thought was a bargain off eBay. It was the Monkean Super 7. And I've made a very low bid on this and done it as I was walking around London after having a few beers. So I'm strutting around the big smoke like a dog with two dicks, thinking that I've snapped a fantastic figure for a low price.
It's like Hot Wheels.
And then when I went back and read the description, it was such a low price because they'd taken the good head out of it and a couple of the accessories. So they were just selling the rest, which, guess what? I didn't read. I just plowed on. I saw the price. I was like, yeah, I'm going to have some of that with 10 minutes left. So the story I've got for you kids is don't drink at eBay. It won't end well.
No.
You're not the boss of me.
And that was it. Yep, that
Cool.
was it.
Andy, what did you get?
Yeah, I got a couple of things. Not as much as Pete, but then I also wasn't drunk on eBay. However, I may have been moderately merry on Facebook Marketplace. And yeah, so basically, last weekend, somebody put up what they professed to be 2 G1 figures for a very ridiculously cheap price. And so straight away, I was suspicious. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to look into this. And then I was messaging the person, and they actually lived very local to me. So that was quite handy. And I was also messaging Russ, Toys R Us, because I was sending on all the photos straight away. Say, Russ, have a look at these for me, son. And he immediately identified them both as knockoffs and told me what to look for. So I went to have a look at these, and lo and behold, everything he kind of told me was present in them. However, they were so cheap, and despite being knockoffs, actually were like decent. So I decided, you know what, they're that cheap, I'm just going to get them anyway. And yeah, that's it really. I bought them, and they're lovely. Because I'm not going to pick up a G1 Sunstreaker in this condition or a G1 Sideswipe in this condition for anything like the money I paid for them. Just no chance. You'd probably be looking at hundreds, and I did not spend that. So they are very nice. I do love the car modes. They remind me of when I was a kid. My friend Matt and his brother Cy, they had Sideswipe and Sunstreaker. They had like one each. You know, that thing that your parents do where they let you buy one each, and they used to fight over them, and it brought back lots of memories of them scrapping. But they're lovely, and I have to say the Sideswipe has proper diecast in it and feels, you wouldn't know, I'll put it that way, without like having somebody there to identify it. So they went on the G1 shelf because they were cheap and I felt like it. But the only other thing that I've had this week that's come through is, much like my learned friends Jamie and Pete, my Ruckus and Bludgeon 2-pack arrived, but I've not actually had time to open it yet because it arrived yesterday. I was busy last night, being at work all day today. I've not had time. I'm slightly nervous because Jamie shared with us some photos of, unfortunately, some of the issues he's had.
Yeah.
I'm slightly nervous. Am I going to go like Jamie's way, or will I be lucky like Pete? But yes, it's my boy Ruckus who's going to go with Crankcase, and my life will be complete. And I will have completed Transformers. I'm buying more. Oh, and there was one other thing, I suppose, because as Paul and Pete mentioned, Blokees were very kind enough to send us some lovely stuff. I have the Wave 1 figures. So I haven't actually, again, opened these up, but I'm going to do, I think, a video on it and make some up. I know everybody's seen this stuff already because Wave 1's been out a while. But screw it, it's good, and I think it'll be fun. And also, the wife wants to do it as well because she loves them. So that's another reason to get Blokees. If like your wife or your partner doesn't like Transformers, get them making a few Blokees with you, and I would challenge them not to enjoy it, and then get hooked on it themselves.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you, Blokees again.
Gateway Transformer, isn't it? We call it.
It's fantastic. It's a nice little thing to do with your kids as well, because they are simple enough that kids can make them. Certainly the little Galaxy ones. And they don't take too long. It's like a production line. We could get kids making them, like some kind of a sweatshop, putting them together for people for money at TFN.
Just in 6 years' time. 6 years' time, your wife is ordering fans hobby, pre-ordering stuff.
The next thing she's on third party and deriding my collection.
Jamie, your collection.
Selling it, yeah.
Oh, you just share the skin there, Paul. So I've got Nemesis Prime Euro Park, the special edition. So now I'm looking forward to the Nemesis Prime they bring out in cartoon cars eventually. But it's a good figure, good fun. It goes the rest of my humble Euro Park collection. Non-transforming Transformers. I tell you one thing though, I mean, since a lot of people don't really transform this stuff, and you know, people like to pose them, they start to become like quite good action figures. And that's kind of a weird thing, because sometimes the challenge of Transformer toys was they were kind of like bricks, and was getting them into these unique sort of action figure poses. Now they are action figure poses. It should be a lot easier. But yes, Euro Park. I also got today, which is a proper Transformer for pure-blooded Transformer fans, people who were there from the start, from the genesis of Transformers, who remember the comic, which was I think was the last week, was it 2 weeks back, wasn't it, when it was first launched? Yes, there is Straxus, and what a bloke! It's just solid, a good remolding of Galvatron. The shoulders, I'm not sure of having the shoulders up or down, but yes, he's an awesome figure. The flying cannon from the comics is just cool.
Your
And it's
little speech
obviously-
about being there from the start, Jamie, reminded me of that guy on Twitter who claimed that he was there from the start of Transformers in 1976, before anything actually existed.
But there's in his flying cannon mode, and do you know everything is solid? It's like I think they've actually done it better in Galvatron, and if they just gave it hands open and closed, this would have transformed this figure, you know, to new heights of ecstasy. But they didn't, so sucks. But it's a solid figure. It's in comic book colours, which is quite unique, considering the comic book really didn't know what colours he would be some days, and they weren't sure because they obviously didn't have a toy, and they weren't really sure of his design either. So I think they done an admirable job actually of remolding that and turning into a Straxus, which we loved and behold. I also went to the NEC Toy Fair in Birmingham last week. I met up with the Mothman, who was on a mission. So we were walking around for 3 hours. We walked so much I got shin splints. I could hardly do any exercise this whole week. But yeah, so I picked up some Battle Beasts figures of the sort of the new Battle Beast, which Takara tried to relaunch. So I collected some of those box sets. I got a Wheeljack. Moth managed to get one for £10, and I wasn't interested at first, even when I saw it for a tenner. But then when he got it, I went, now I want one. So I had to go and buy one, and I ended up paying like 18 quid. And the guy went to me, oh, you won't find it cheaper than 18. And I went, you lying bastard, because Moth just picked that up for a tenner. But I got some extra Street Fighter figures, so that's good. Jada Street Fighter figures only about 21 quid, but fantastic value for money for those figures. I also got some more classic class Blokees, which takes a little bit more engineering and dexterity to put together, and a bit more time and dedication and commitment. So I got myself Mirage, and I got Nemesis.
Have you built them yet?
Oh yeah, I built Mirage because I used that in a photo which was posted today on Twitter and Facebook.
Oh, was that one?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was bigger.
And it's there's a lot more parts where the smaller Blokees are like easy to put together. These ones are a little bit more involved, but you know.
Is it like the Action Edition ones then, in that way?
Sort of.
They look more.
But there's my Beast Wars figures, also sort of the boxes I've got. I took that photo because I can never remember what I've got. And there's the Blokees picture with Mirage there. Now, I had to colour in the eyes slightly because you've got to shake them to light them up. There was no fucking way I could shake all 4 of those fuckers and get them to pose. So what I ended up doing was doing individual photos of them, and they're lighting up so I could, you know, transplant the colour or get it as close as possible to what it should be like for those 4 figures there. So that's Blokees, the classic class edition, Rise of the Beast with Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, RC, and Mirage. And the detail in these are just impeccable.
I've never met anyone who can shake more than 2 things at once.
You've not frequented the right bars then, Brad.
I definitely haven't. I should come up to Leeds.
You could shake something with your left hand and then hold someone with Parkinson's in your right arm, who then holds 2 other things, and that would be 3 things at once.
So basically,
it's an assisted shake, though.
Oh, you can't have assist, sorry.
There's the sort of boxes there. I don't know why I bought the boxes now when I think about it, since I just showed you the fucking pictures. But yeah, so I can take these boxes.
So Jamie,
yeah.
Sorry, mate. I thought you'd finished. Sorry.
No, go on.
So when were those Battle Beasts released? Because are they a new release?
Yeah, it was 2021.
Oh, okay.
2022. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I think they just failed, and they couldn't really see. That's the stuff Shockwave box, which is quite cool. Obviously, not Shockwave. Straxus is escaped, but yeah, it's quite cool. Yeah, they came out in about 2021, I think, and they no one was buying them. So basically, you could buy boxes for £3 and stuff there. So you get a lot of people buying them in for the UK and obviously selling them for £35 or 15 or 20 and making a big sort of massive profit on them. But it started to get a bit more popular now. The big thing with me was I bought the Arena thing, which is a bit hard to get, and when you count buying it yourself in Japan, which is quite cheaper, but once you get it over here and posted, the price really does go up. So it's good to pick up at the toy fairs. They are starting to sell them cheaper now because no one was buying them. So you could probably get the boxes at a tenner or 15. Don't buy them at 35, which some people might try and sell them at. Yeah, it's the only thing I would say. The Arena box, which is, you know, again, that's the one where you might pay 40 or 50 if you're really desperate to get it, because it's quite rare to get. You sort of like the Arena where they can sort of fight in and stuff. Well, I'll do the review at the end, Paul. Let Brad do his and then do the review.
Yeah, cool. Great idea. So we got, is it TLEX Starscream review coming up every after this?
Yes. Straxus is amazing. You need to get him.
You just said he was a fucking solid figure, but not spectacular. Now you've upgraded him to amazing within seconds.
I know, I said he's amazing. I said he's an amazing figure, and he's solid.
Brad, did you pick anything up this week, mate?
Not this week, but I haven't been on since like. Actually, yeah, I did pick up some stuff this week. Anyway, I haven't been on since like TFNation, so I'll show you what I got at TFNation first. So like, I was lucky enough to grab the old Captain Vecchi here. Yeah. It was like probably pickup of the year. Like, this figure's amazing. I never bought G-Axis, so I could never say he's too much G-Axis. I'm just like, that's all over Vector Prime for me. He's amazing, fantastic. Love him to bits. You can go over there. I also got, and I don't know how, I haven't seen anyone else complain about him, but I got like 86 Bumblebee. I don't know. He's a really nice figure, but I don't feel like he's Bumblebee enough. Does that make sense? Like, he's too obviously going to be changed into Cliff Jumper, which is fine, but there's too much Cliff Jumper there. Which isn't a bad thing, but it is a bad thing. Anyway.
Oh my god.
He's over there. It's fine. It's fine. It's a carpeted room. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Jamie got one of these as well. I recently picked up a Studio Series Wheeljack because I wanted the camper van. It was cheap. So I haven't opened him yet. Is he really good? I noticed you got him like 2 weeks ago, didn't you?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I was like, yeah, I'm waiting for a rainy day to open him, which again, I've said that before. It doesn't really make sense when you say it in Wales because that's every day. But waiting for yeah, I'll open him at some point. He looks lovely. I've just been kind of saving him for a bit. I went on to the old AliExpress and found a little something I've been after for a while. I always wanted. I quite like Headmasters. It's one of my favorite series of Transformers and Titans Return. I don't buy Titans, but I really wanted the Cerebros head, the Metroplex. Not Metroplex, Fortress Maximus head. So I went and bought like the £8 Cerebros from AliExpress. And he's flipping amazing.
Well,
the horns came on the wrong way, so I just had to switch them around. Yeah, he's like £8, like the knockoff one on AliExpress, and he's just brilliant. It comes with the headmaster and everything.
Can you send me the link to that?
I can send you the link to that. It was £8. Yeah. He's between £8 and £10 everywhere, and he's just broken.
It's going to cost me 16 because I've got to replace him.
It's all right, guys.
Yeah, it's okay.
What size? Is he chug size?
Yeah. He's like that's.
He's the same size as the original, isn't he?
Yeah, same size. He's a little bit bigger than like. So I put him in the cabinet with the Titans Return
first because I'm more attractive than Andy.
Well, there's a million of them on there. There's tons of them. You
really are drunk.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Well, I was knocking him back, Jamie.
I was talking to Zorrider because Rich bought one, and he was yeah, he's great. And mine arrived within a couple of days, and it comes with a giant sword as well.
So Rich had it first. That tight bastard didn't tell me.
He did. They've honestly, they're really flipping good. If you just want a Cerebros for yourself.
Paul's already on it. Paul's already bought it.
He's going. It's in. £8. Yeah, it's like there's obviously the head at the back as well, and he doesn't have the electronics, but get one if you just want a Cerebros for your Titan shelf. He's a little bit taller than the rest of the Titans. I think that was the case anyway. Yeah. He's great. He's fantastic. And for like I think it was 8, 9. They're all over for 8, 9, £10, which is
I'll be
Pretty
buying
spiffy.
that tonight as soon as you send me the link, Brad.
Get on it.
Can I?
I send you a different link for AliExpress.
Ed's
I'll buy
just
that
made
as
the
well.
point.
He doesn't need
It's
those
just-
links. He's got them.
We all need
Ed's
it.
just made a point in the chat about always wanted to order off AliExpress but scared to. I've used it for all of my Blokees.
That's
and
great.
and I think the reputation that AliExpress has got is wrong. I think since the VAT laws changed, they've got to charge VAT when you order it. I think depending on what you buy, the postage and packaging value can bounce around. But I mean, all my Blokee stuff was delivered in less than a week.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. It's a good site to use, and I think it's getting more and more.
Yeah,
There is a lot of tat on there. Yeah, there is a lot of tat on there. there is a lot of tat on there, but there is some quite cool stuff as well. So give it a go.
It's great. Like I went towards a 86 Prime off there the other day because it was on there for 99 quid. I thought I'll stuff it, I'll get that, and then it went up to like 130. So you can see what extra charges are being applied, and I just cancelled it straight away. I'm waiting for it to come into Smiths, but it's not like it's quite transparent about what charges it adds on before you go to the checkout. So AliExpress is safe. I've never had a bad delivery from AliExpress.
I must admit, I've been sort of dabbling in picking some KO Micromasters from AliExpress, the stuff you would get in Japan, because like the original G1 version from Japan would cost something like £400 but the KO is like £5, and you're like, well, I don't know.
Do it.
That's a tough choice, that one.
Yeah.
The elite collector knows when to save some.
I drove up to Birmingham. I was dropping the nipper off to her dad a couple of weeks ago, and I met Luffy at Longbridge Smiths, and they didn't have any of this toy in, and I was a bit like, well, that's when I bought Wheeljack. But
Can I just say, because Moth made a comment, and he said it's only worth about £10. Your one was only worth about £10, but mine was a better version, which was worth the 18 quid. A higher class of Wheeljack.
Mine's made of gold.
Who are you trying to convince here, Jamie?
Me, I'm trying to convince me.
I paid 20
I can
for mine,
imagine
mate. It's
your
all good.
fury, Jamie.
I swore to the guy, when he said you wouldn't find it cheap, I went, you lie.
You got it for £10.
Yeah, I was like, Moth, show him, Moth.
Sealed. I went up to Longbridge and I was going to drive home. They didn't have this toy in stock. I just met Luffy for a coffee. And then I looked at another Smith's local. I think it was like Dunsby or wherever in Birmingham. I just made that place name up. But they had it in stock, so I drove across Birmingham to get it. It added like an hour to my trip, but it was hot shot, and I can't go without a hot shot. That is pretty much everything I wanted in a re-release of Hot Shot. So that was well worth the extra hour driving through Birmingham. That might be a lie. Nothing's worth an extra hour driving through Birmingham.
Just imagine, Brad, if you took that and Vector Prime and did some form of video review of them. I mean, that would be what a concept.
That'd be all right, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
That wouldn't be
I'd
too
watch
bad.
that.
I still got. Remember, I said last time I came out, I've got a video ready to release.
It's
It's still ready to release. Yeah, it's still ready. It's still ready to go. Just
One
haven't done
day.
it. But yeah, one day I'll come back. But yeah, he's amazing. I love him. So good. Happy. AliExpress.
I feel like we need to
It's not like
apologise,
I'll
Brad, 'cause that was like the longest segment for Brad to do his pickups. But it's because we kept interrupting him.
Yeah.
Brad's been
I
doing
met
his
a
pickups
teacher.
for like 20 minutes.
I know, but you
I got. Can I put a warning as well? Like,
Conversation, Pete. You should try it.
I'm drinking like Woodgate Rose cider, right? Don't drink it because it smells like a pork dinner. It's, you know, when you open a drink and you're just like, well, this is what I've got to drink, but I wish it tasted different. Like, honestly, it tastes like it smells and tastes like a pork dinner. It's like I'm drinking roasties as I go.
I suggest the apples are on the turn.
Oh dear.
I went to Aldi and that's, you know, I should have bought fake Copperberg, but I didn't.
I don't go into Aldi. I send them mail info.
Sent in mail in.
One has to
Right,
be
okay,
different.
let's get the show back on. I feel like we've overrun and we're slightly sponsored by AliExpress now. Jamie,
Yes,
it's time for your reviews.
Perhaps I would say my favorite figure. Wow, it's hard because there's been so many awesome figures, especially when you think about Dave Solis. But definitely favorite figure the later half of this year. And Andy, you have to come back. You're fucking the one with the info.
I'm still here. And to be fair, Brad will also be fully aware of
yeah,
this.
but I didn't ask Brad, and I didn't tell him.
all right. Jesus.
I am fully aware.
So the thing is, I've not really watched the cartoons or the comics, although I have seen the episode where basically Starscream goes for the redemption arc, and it kind of chokes me up, to see a heroic character, especially when I got the prior mold of the Starscream in these sort of classic sort of red, sort of white colours, which I absolutely just loved the figure. Like I think it was last year when it came out, just before I think Ultra Magnus came and stuff, because to me it's just an awesome mold. I like it because it's a transformable figure, and it has such a good articulation, like an action figure, which to me rises it up. Not only does it transform well, and it's a nice transformation, a transformation I can do, and I'm quite good, and there's plenty of videos out there showing you what to do if you don't want to read the instructions, but also it's got great posability. In fact, the other Armada Starscream it's also got great posability as well. So they're great action figures to pose. But this is the Takara sort of special, which came out, and in a wonderful box, which people seem to go crazy over. I didn't really understand why. I just loved the box. I really liked it, but they were saying it was paying homage to this sort of the Takara sort of Starscream, which was launched in Japan. Although here in the UK, as Andy pointed out to me, it was called Thundercracker, and it was released as Thundercracker. But is there some? Well, I just show some pictures. Do you just want to talk about Starscream a bit, Andy, please?
Starscream is a character in Transformers Armada. JB's already summed it up quite nicely, that he goes through this redemption arc, but he also gets changed. His colors get changed. Is it Unicron, Brad? It is Unicron, isn't it? That's the reason why his colors are changed. Galvatron's colors get changed. I think there's a few others as well.
Yeah.
But
it's
he has
like a revival thing.
Yeah, he has well, it's an excuse to repaint of his other
Demolisher as well, and there's a few others.
Yeah. It's a great storyline. It's probably one of the best storylines Starscream has had, and the toy itself. So the original, I am lucky enough to own. I can't remember if I bought this or this was somebody sent me this. I want to say somebody sent it to me. So if somebody's watching this and it was you sent it to me, thank you very much. If I made that up, then I apologize. But anyway, great figure. And this is, to be fair, a very good looking homage to it. And as Jamie said, that packaging to evoke the original Takara kind of paintwork is exceptional. But to some people, this is Thundercracker, because in the West, in Hasbro markets, that's what they sold it as. So, I suppose if you want it to be Thundercracker, you can. If that case, Takara, give us Skywarp, you swines. The proper head sculpt as well. Don't just repaint it. Give us the proper Skywarp, with the fin on the top. And if you're going to do that, give us Ramjet as well. You may as well. Come on, cough it up.
With this brush, you're really spoiling this.
Welcome to the ambassador.
I've got to say, it's a fun figure, and it's one of those figures where I really it's a pity because there's so many good figures coming out. We've got Blokees, which are meant to be taking photos of. We've got Straxus in here. Hopefully I'll get a good Ruckus eventually. I've ordered one from Amazon USA, so hopefully it'll arrive next week. But the thing is, the Starscream is it's just a good figure, and I fully recommend. I think he's still available at Kapow Toys and in demand, so do get him. And there he is there, it comes with two swords. I mean, a figure that comes with two swords should be essential buy for any individual out there, not just masculine, handsome males like myself, but everyone. Everyone should be out there and buying this type of toy. You will achieve it. And look at that, holding two swords saying, come get some. Even though I think this is the redemption arc, so you probably should be fighting the Autobot. I don't know. What shot's going? What the fuck? But
are you getting the Galvatron, the Armada Galvatron?
I've got the Armada Megatron. And the trouble with the Galvatron was it didn't look enough for me. I might get if it's a bit of a sale.
I was going to say, if you had it, you could do a photo to reenact this incredible battle
I'll have
that
to get
happens
it now.
between them. So
I'll have to get it.
I'll find
Yeah,
the clip on
You know how
YouTube.
much he costs? He's 50 quid or something. That's what
Yeah,
he costs
you're
for
right,
that.
Yeah.
Jim. I'm the
Bit steep
reason.
for that toy.
For this photo,
Oh,
just so you
dear.
know, I had to smooth out the eyes because his eyes are silver white and he was reflecting the blue, so his eyes started to look really blue because of the way the light was reflecting. So I just wanted to
Selfish
sort
eye.
of point that out. But yes, I had really good fun. There's his eyes unadjusted, so you can see it's like that sort of silver reflecting. And that's actually silver. That's not light reflecting. The blue bit, which she thinks is silver, is actually the blue of the chassis reflecting there. But it's just a good figure, wonderful pose, and I do love it. And yeah, if you have that on your shelf posed like that, it's just like it'll bring a smile and a tear to anyone's face. It really will. Smile and a tear at the same time. Like
Happy
when you
tears.
get to my age and realize you could go a second time, and you go, oh, yes. But yes, this is the type of reviews which other people don't do.
Not buying that toy now.
Or touching it ever.
Yeah. But
Ruined it.
yes. Starscream LGX Takara Special 40th edition for Transformers is one of the good products they brought out. So, and essentially,
How did you feel? Sorry, Jane. Can I ask? How did you feel about like the original release? Because I was really underwhelmed by the red one, which is why I didn't.
I
go for this
really
one,
liked
even though
it.
like the box is amazing. It's like the original. It's a really good homage to the Takara one.
To be honest, I really liked it, and it was one of the reasons I actually got a digital camera, because I was pushing the mobile phone as much as you could and using directional light, and so I did a lot of photos with my mobile phone and using directional light just to get the details of the face. It took me a while to figure out how to get the details of the face, because you face light too on, it takes away the detail. But then if you don't have that light, then it's too dark. But it was because of that and wanting to improve, to take better photos of that, I ended up moving up to a digital camera. And I just thought it was a nice. I mean, obviously you guys have the originals. I think there was like the original was for sale in NAC Birmingham, the blue one, for £45 boxed unopened.
Wow, I'd have bought that.
And I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole, because if you buy that, like Graham was saying to me, you end up buying them all or trying to get all that line.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people really love the original toys. So when I think of this, and a lot of people think it's a good homage, but it's like a down step. It's not as great as the original. To me, I think, well, the originals must have been super, and those people were so lucky to get the original toys, because to me, this is my first experience of this mold and this character, and I just love it. And the red and white one, which was last year, to me, it was brilliant. Obviously, there was some problems, like, when it's in plane mode, the back's a bit crooked. It's not aligned perfectly, so, but, you're not always going to be looking at the arse of the plane, really. Not when you're doing Top Gun, you go, you use the front of the plane. But I think it was brilliant, and I enjoyed it. I loved the action figure posability for a transforming figure. It started to move away from the bricks, which you used to have, probably 2000s and 2010s. You still had that, and then when Titan's Return happened, you started to get more flexibility. And then when you got into the Legacy or the Siege, suddenly you had base swivel and ankle tilts, and hands that can open and close. We were starting to really get into that era of action figure posability, which just opens up your imagination for toy photography. And I think one thing about when you look at taking pictures of Transformers, which is probably easier when you take figures of, let's say, Spider-Man or the Hulk or Doctor Strange or Superman, is when the light reflects off of these guys, it looks natural because you imagine them to be metal or something like that. Your brain thinks that. When the light reflects off an action figure, it doesn't look natural. So you get an advantage when you're doing toy photography, when it's something, I feel, robotic. You get a sort of a head start or get an easier mode to make something look more fun or believable, if that makes sense to people. But yeah, it's a brilliant figure. I fully recommend it, and I think Takara, I've done it brilliant. But I love the mold, and it seems to be better. The shoulders are stronger. It doesn't seem to have that weird leg issue, which I think the other Starscream white one had, which took a while just to straighten out the box.
So what do you think they do? Do you think Takara take the model and the designs and then just kind of sand off the edges and just refine bits and pieces?
They add stuff as well. I mean, they added stuff to the sine wave to give it more of that sort of like statesman type pose. And it's because I think, and no offense to the engineers in Hasbro, who are amazing individuals, but a lot of them are working off the Japanese who were designing them, or who are designing them, and they're giving the sort of input. And it's Takara main design team who seem to be designing these guys to begin with. So they obviously see it as a chance to, this little bit will just give it that edge, this fit, that's what they'll be doing. I mean, the artists, whatever you say about these engineers, from like Mark to the Japanese people, who I need to learn their first names because they do not get the credit they deserve. These people are artists, and like any artist and engineer, any chance they get to improve even a little bit, 1 or 2% or 20%, they will take. And I think that's what you see coming out, especially when Takara do their premium versions, when they get a chance.
Jamie, it's awesome. Awesome. No doubt those photos will be up soon. Right, well, it's now time to move on to foreplay. After foreplay, though, we've got a young chap from north of the border who's going to come on and show us his wares. Robocop will be in the house, and he'll be taking us through his first collection corner for the show. So the first ever collection, loads of photos of his amazing collection. Can't wait to share them with you, and some lovely photos of him, which he shared with me. It'd be rude if I shared them with you.
Lynn, these are sex people.
What do you mean?
They're sex swappers. Lynn, this is DEFCON 1. Look. Don't make the same noise as them. Don't think you want to join.
I clicked off it early. Who wants some foreplay? Well, tonight we're picking our top 5 robots from the movies, which was quite loose. And I think, Pete, you've dived into the grey area on this, and probably something from the 86 movie. But the general consensus was it was from the first type movie. And I'll kick us off. So what I picked from my favorite Bayverse movie, not character. Oh fuck, it's fallen off of him. Not character.
Wheeljack.
Solid 6.
This is Sideswipe Studio. I think it's Studio Series. I don't know which movie it's from, but it's Sideswipe. Yeah, and he's just a beautiful babe. Is it Revenge of the Fallen?
Maybe.
Yeah, Fallen. Yeah, it is.
I just love how they've done, instead of having like how the Datsuns had the whole chest come out and over, he's just got the very sides of this to give him these powerful rear light breasts, which make him look epic. Comes with 1, 2, 3, 4 different accessories. He's got wheels, which you can stand on, and it's like absolute witchcraft how his legs go from wrapped up here, and you untangle them, you fold them down. They're clicking so solidly into place to give him this structural leg system, which seems to keep him up at the worst of times. You can put him on the table, he doesn't fall down. I just love him. And when you get him into his alt mode, now this is probably one of the things with Bayverse, isn't it? You get them into the alt mode, and they're sublime, aren't they? The cars, the majority of the cars look astonishingly good. You sometimes sacrifice a bit of that. Because they have they're almost shell formers, aren't they? Whereas this guy's his whole back packs up into this tiny little backpack, which the other guys don't really. So, yeah, he was my choice. Studio Series Sideswipe from the Bayverse movies. Check him out, yeah. Who would like to go next?
I can go next.
Mix
it
Mix
it up. Actually, I've just been talking, so let someone else go.
Oh, okay. Andy, you go.
Okay.
Go.
I'm going to
Go.
I'm going to go to the pub.
Walk out the door. Don't turn around now. You're a smelly northern whore.
Oh,
You're not. You're lovely. You don't smoke.
oh, just like I
Oh,
used to
yeah.
sing to my old mum. Anyway, right, moving on. I'm going to go with Blackout, and it's not a particular toy. It's just Blackout. Blackout is still my favorite. It's the first real Transformer. I'm pretty sure you see in the 2007 movie, that scene at the start of that film when he attacks the airbase is just still one of the best things from the Bayverse movies. And that's the Studio Series one, which I have never had. I've had Grindor, but I haven't had the not that one, the Blackout. Control you.
I've had same character.
Yeah,
We just reused the CG model and called it something different.
Apparently, it was going to be Blackout. They were going to say he was revived, and then somebody went,
Yeah.
"No, we shall call it Grindor."
You can't do it.
Toys.
He's dead.
But I mean, look at that alt mode, that helicopter, and that
amazing.
scene where you see at the start of the film as it's
Oh,
flying in, and it's not,
amazing.
you know, it's just, I can literally see it now. It's just
Yeah.
fantastic. That's the movie masterpiece version, which I actually feel does not look as good as the Studio Series one. But
Yeah.
if anybody owns both and can let me know, you know, there's something about it doesn't look quite as polished as the Studio Series one did. But there it is. It's there anyway, and I'm sure it's incredibly complex and makes you scream to transform it. But let's not forget the pinnacle of Blackout toys, the original.
Oh, yes.
Now, when the first film came out in 2007, it came out in end of July around here, I'm sure it was, and it was my birthday at the start of August, and my son and my wife, or she wasn't my wife at that point, but my now wife, they bought me 2 figures for my birthday, and that was the Voyager movie Ratchet and the Voyager movie Blackout, and I loved Blackout. I just love it. Absolutely loved it, and I still have that toy, and I was going to show it off, but I've left it downstairs because I was messing around with it earlier. It's not a great toy, I'm not going to lie. It has flaws, but I just remember getting it and being really chuffed because Blackout's such an iconic moment in the 2007 film. I don't know if I can say he's an iconic character, because let's be honest, not many of the Bayverse Transformers, especially Decepticons, got to be iconic characters, because most of them got killed off fairly quickly. But he was in it a fair amount, and I think that helps. Still died a crap death, you know, shot in the groin by whatever his name was as he slid along the floor. But still, you know,
Who shoots someone in the dick?
yeah, who does that? Shot his dick off. Anyway, if he had one. But yeah, I love Blackout. I love the character. I love the look of it. I love the alt mode. Yeah, and if they built a version of it that was less fiddly, I'd absolutely be overjoyed. But the problem is, it's a very complex transformation for the other ones. But still good. So that's the one. Shot his dick off. Unbelievable. Who does that? Right. Anyway, there you go. Yeah, I'm going to go with Blackout.
Brilliant. I got the alter. I may have not transformed him correctly, but I can't remember his name. But, I loved him.
That was well repaint that you got.
Well, real paint. Yeah, lovely.
It came with bludgeon as well.
He came with a really nice, like, he didn't come with a scorpion. He came with a little, like a
raft
safety
thing.
Yeah, you could throw into the sea and
place I'm looking forward to him going sailing.
Shot well into the sea.
He throws a shoe, honestly. Cool. Okay, Pete, what was your choice, mate? How far over the line did you go?
Here we go.
No,
you get out now.
It can be from other films, if not Transformers, though, like Miss Congeniality 2, that's fine. 86 movie, no.
White Chicks, anything from that.
I've never been a fan of the Bayverse toys, really. Whilst the films were okay and stuff, but I think using artistic license, we know that Michael Bay's production company is involved with Transformers 1. So my favourite Bayverse man, he's getting paid, isn't he?
I'm so tempted to kick him.
Please don't. I've gone so long.
And you had the cheek to have a go at me in my conversation.
Anyway, go on then.
And I've actually recall I don't own any genuine Bayverse toys because they're all pish. However, this is in the Bayverse continuity. So
No, it's not.
Transformers. Yes,
I'm just saying that now.
Shut up, man.
But we know he's not in the same continuity. They try to say it is, and we're not going to be spreading those vicious lies. It's
I
not the
thought they
same
hadn't said
continuity.
this was. I thought they didn't say Transformers 1 was. The only thing he's had to do with it is
However,
his
now I
production.
know I've triggered him. Yes, they are.
I'd like to know how Sentinel Prime ended up in the moon with a fucking colour change.
Somebody else asked that question actually earlier on in one of the groups.
I've picked Transformers 1 Prime. I'm done.
My work here is done.
Great input. Jamie.
Yes. To me, I think. Could you add that photo there? So, this is early back when I was trying dioramas. This is back in 2022, so actually only about really 2 years have passed.
Cool.
And a lot of that stuff I use, so I've just got better at maybe using them, I hope. But I did like the way the light hit in the shadows there. But yes, Bumblebee from Bayverse. Our version, Bayverse's version of Hot Rod, an up-and-coming young warrior, not like the Bumblebee from the G1 cartoon who was fucking useless. In fact, even in the first opening episode, Woven Meets the Eye Part 1, he's shooting in the wrong fucking direction, isn't he, with the Tetrajets? Like fucking road, Bumblebee comes out firing, but then he's doing pole dancing later. But Bumblebee, excellent fun character. Although Bayverse decided to be unique and take away his voice, so they made him sound a bit like Wreck-Gar, I should say. I think Transformers 1 have hit it with bringing back the voice. I like the Bumblebee movie, which was talked about today. I've got the figure from there. I liked it that much. I do get Bayverse figures. I have got quite a lot. I have had to put a lot of storage because I'm running out of space. I think the transformation is brilliant, the Bayverse figures. I think the alt modes are almost like the original G1 toys we used to get, with the alt modes used to nail it and look really like the vehicles. Although a lot of times when you transform Bayverse toys, it's a lot of folding and crushing to get stuff in, it feels like. But I like the Bumblebee molds from Bayverse. So I've got here one. This is Takara Premium and finish Bumblebee.
Takara in there.
For those Transformer collectors there, the genesis of Transformers, you'd have probably caught that straight away. I do love this figure, and I love this mold. I love the shape, and again, it's got that action figure posability, which they do nicely for a transformable figure, which to me was just black magic. It just hadn't been heard of. Now it's the norm. And obviously, I've got the Blokees Bumblebee there, which again, I just don't think. I think he's almost got like the Soundwave now magic, where you just can't really do a bad Bumblebee. I know the one-step changes are horrendous, and I've even got some of them because I actually genuinely like Bayverse Bumblebee, which is funny because I'd like the first Transformers movie. I love Rise of the Beast, and I like Bumblebee, but Rise of the Beast I really enjoyed, and I think it's because I didn't think I would enjoy it. There was a lot of negativity out there, so the usual rubbish out there in it. But I really liked it. I liked all the human characters. I think the human characters were exceptionally well done, and I think the story was good, and I liked all the characters there. But yes, Bumblebee is my Bayverse character, perhaps the most iconic, maybe the biggest selling, and I think that's the secret to any franchise. It's not how well maybe it does in the cinema. It's brilliant if it does well in the cinema. It keeps the critics happy, it keeps the safe nayers happy, but it comes down to the merchandise, and this is where this character ruled. That's when something's like success and it becomes iconic after the cinema release, which hopefully we will talk about that discussion later.
Like the 86 movie, iconic, but done pants at cinema. And I thought Rise of the Beast was awesome. Really good film. Right, who did you choose, Brad, for your...
Well, I've got quite an unpopular opinion. I really don't think there's a bad movieverse film, because I watched them all on ketamine.
That's so good.
No, I've got so this is more of like a toy experience. Like I went to Smith's one day. You know, when you go to Smith's, you're like, well, I'm here now. I should probably buy something. And this was what I never intended to pick up because it's a triple changer in the film, and like the toy isn't a triple changer. It's covered in car parts, and I was a bit like, "Oh, this one I haven't got. It looks like it could be all right." And when I bought it, I was bowled by it. I think Guzzy put it up in the chat as well. It's Shatter, like the Harrier Jump Jet version of Shatter, which is just it's an outstanding figure. I bought it, I transformed it, and the Harrier Jump Jet mode just takes anything away from the stupid car parts on it. I think this figure, like, and I had a go with like the car version a couple of weeks before, so I was equally just thinking like I'll probably buy it, have a mess around with it, and sell it. But after selling a bunch of my movie stuff off, this is one I just don't really want to part with. It's just such a good figure. The way, like, I know it's got a massive backpack, but obviously by design that's in the film as well. So it transforms well. It hides all the car parts well in its jet mode, and it just looks stunning in both modes. And the face mold on this one, the face mold on the car was a bit weird, wasn't it? Don't know if anyone got the car mode.
Yeah.
But it didn't really look like Shatter at all. It was like a concept design.
Shitter.
Yeah. Shatter was shitter. But sorry. Yeah, it's a studio series Shatter. Like I haven't. It's one of those ones I can't part with. She's amazing. She's not very common now either. Like eBay prices are pretty stupid, and I'm always skint. So I probably would have sold her by now if I didn't like her so much. She's lovely. I highly recommend.
One over money.
Getting that.
I'm going to bring that out of display. The carpet test again, live on TV.
The carpet test.
It's science.
Are you going to turn around later, Brad, and go, "Oh God, what have I done?"
He's played it cool.
That's all right. I picked up Bumblebee in his. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, he's safe. Good.
Yeah.
Right, so over to our very first collector's corner, and we're joined. I'm just going to think I've got something I'll have to make up an intro. I will do proper intros, I promise. Until we get to there, don't worry, we've got all the Star Trek intros.
You know Geordie, right?
Asshole, fascist.
Hey, as if I'm
Hey everyone.
Here's a rubber cop who likes Transformers, and you're on our very first collector's corner. So let's walk up. Thank you.
Your sound's doing that weird.
You started talking too quickly.
Oh, fucking whatever that is. Fuck you. Now, Robocop's been backstage. I said, probably about 9 o'clock we'll be ready and done by foreplay. How over optimistic was I? Half an hour later, we're now finally ready to have you on, sir. So, how are you tonight?
I'm great. Bit tired. I was down at a works event last night and still a little bit hungover, if I'm being honest, but glad to be here.
You don't drink that much, mate.
I don't. No, that's the thing. I'm only had 3 pints and I'm still a bit.
Still 3-day hangover now.
Goodness, goodness.
Well, thank you for coming on the show. And you wanted to show some of your collection, which I have the photos all ready to go. Now I'm going to have to do something to set this up. So if I go to preset share, and this presentation will have no bearing on what we're talking about. There we go. It will allow me to actually show. Now, what my favorite photo was, obviously this photo, which I was halfway.
Oh, look how happy he is.
I was going to put that as the cover of the show. It's just such a brilliant photo. And did you get your better half to take that photo, or was that on timer?
No, that was better half, and that was probably the best effort of about 30 because I don't smile in pictures. So I got one of the kids to. I got one of the kids to shout a swear word, and that got me laughing.
I have a question for you, Robert. Have you been able to transform Unicorn back into his planet?
No, I got him from planet to robot, and then he has stayed that way for the 2 years or so I've had him, I think.
I love his waving. He's waving.
Hiya. Right, take us through this photo. Take us through what's in the background. What room is this? Is this the kitchen? Is it a special room? And tell me about your favourite bits.
No special room. We don't have the biggest house, so at the moment everything's in the living room. We are going to be moving eventually, and I'll have hopefully a dedicated space. But this is just in the living room. and I've got another single kind of IKEA cabinet elsewhere in the room. At the moment, the methodology to my display is, can I fit it in the cupboards? That's it. So there's no logic. It's just, can I get it in?
More of
And
a
some of these-
challenge.
Yep. Oh yeah, no, it's all like in sardine mode, and what you have are just some stuff that actually typically sits loose upstairs. Some bigger figures I can't get in. Can't get in the display, but I just wanted them to kind of catch them here because some of them are centerpieces, like the Unicron and the two Diaclone pieces, which combine, which I probably should have combined for the purposes of this, but effort.
I've got those, which I think you know anyway. I've got those down.
Yeah.
Going, they're brilliant.
And
So,
combined,
Graham,
is it
just-
about the same size? Sorry, go on, Pete.
No, sorry, mate. I just wanted to clarify. So, Graham, these are in the living room, yeah? I'm just making notes that other people are allowed stuff in the living room, but I'm not.
Yes, they
so
are.
it's-
They are
they're
in
in
the
your-
room
Good lad.
I can confirm.
I've got stuff in my
can
dining
confirm.
room as well.
Some of us don't stand a chance, do we, Pete?
No. Yeah, mugged
Why
off
is
here.
that? Do you think you need to improve your bed routine?
Always need to improve my bed routine.
There's no Transformers in
The
the
bed
bedroom. in this
routine is
house.
why I've got a separate room.
Oh, lost it.
Welsh air pressure.
Graham, can
Right.
I just ask a question quickly? Your Metroplex seems to be lacking one or two pieces. Have you got those, or is that
I do.
something you're looking to
I
add
do.
to?
They are in a box somewhere. That's my Metroplex of when I was a kid, and
Wow.
it's been in two pieces for about 30 years. And
Oh, no, did
my
they
wife
waste them?
recently, yeah. Just, I think it's had a few attempts at being glued, but Lauren got it back together when I was away with work. So it was a nice surprise. I've just not dug out the rest of them yet.
Oh, bless him.
that's nice.
Rather.
But he'll be joining the collection at some point. He's been sitting in a box under the bed for a long time.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I see
Yeah.
you managed to put the stickers on well. I fucked up my stickers, but as a kid, I didn't notice or care too much. Now, as an adult, when I'm taking a photo, I look back
Well,
and I go,
I think I was 3 when I put the stickers on, so I've done a pretty good job.
yeah.
Think back to when you were a kid and you were collecting Transformers. What got you back into it? So obviously you had Metroplex as a kid. What got you back into picking them up?
Well, to
In
be
later
honest, it
life.
was it's probably didn't get many for a long time, and then probably towards the end of was it the Prime trilogy and into the War for Cybertron trilogy, where there was a reimagining of all the like the G1 characters. I'm not a G1er, but that's kind of my bread and butter. That's what I grew up on the Sunbow cartoon, and that coupled with the improved engineering and articulation kind of just caught me at the right time.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it is for other people, but that kind of really got me back into it.
Oh, wow.
That is
do
the
you
finest way to display your Titans, lined
Do
up
you
and
think-
sideways.
It's
There's
because
2 arcs up there. No one needs to mention that.
we're generally in our sort of late 30s or early 40s, and it's probably our version of a midlife crisis, where an American Netflix TV shows they might do cocaine, prostitutes, and fast cars. We're British, don't have that much of a budget, so we go for Transformers route. Not as sexy, granted, for a Netflix TV show, but is that one of the reasons we just had that bit more of extra money when we generally didn't have when we were younger? And you're looking to get involved into something in Transformers is a nice thing to do.
Yeah, I definitely. I think for me, it's like a point in time thing, kind of career-wise, and kind of what happened job-wise as well about kind of income. So I've been kind of fortunate to be able to put a bit of money into it. Over the
And
last
it's nice to have
few
some
years.
colour in your house after all. You do live in Aberdeen.
I'll get my postcode out in a minute.
Let's not have some Scottish territorial war right now.
It's because of the stone. It's the stone they have to mine. I understand this now. So take us through your collection. So is this in the same room or is this somewhere else?
Yeah, just the stuff that was behind me with the doors open. That's all, and then you can see they're all really kind of in there like sardines. I hope when we do move, if there is more space, I'm lucky enough to have that I can have something a bit more kind of coordinated as opposed to just get it in the cupboard and be able to close the door.
But I think you say that, mate. But it looks really well laid
Yeah,
out. You know,
I quite
it's
like
not.
it.
They're not packed. well, the photos make it come across that they're not packed in or squashed together, and you can't really see any of it. You have done a great job.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll ask you in a second some of your favourite bits, but you've taken the picture of a couple of
Nice.
shelves. This is beautiful.
Yep.
Talk us through this shelf. Are these some of your faves?
Yeah, just I wanted to kind of capture some of the ones I've had since I was a kid, and have my. I've never had an original Optimus Prime, but a white Ultra Magnus is what I had. He is in there. He's a bit. The paint's a bit dented, but that's all stuff I've had since I was a kid. Apart from the arm on the Piranacon, which I got off eBay a few years ago to actually make him complete. I do have another one for the weapon as well, but these are all ones I've had since I was a kid. Hot Rod, his backpack is somewhere else in the house. Yeah, so it's broken off as well. I think a lot of the original ones are like that. And then I've got my wee what do you call them? No, squeeze. I look at I can remember is it Brawn at the back? Oh, Brawn at the back. You can see him.
Oh, Brawn, peeking through.
He's lost his arms as well.
Hello.
Yep.
That's the Jetfire as well.
Yeah, G1 Jetfire.
Oh yeah, sorry, he is there, and he was doing pretty well into the 90s, and then my cousin was up from England. That's not really relevant.
Whoa!
Feels like a bit of England bashing, but
yeah. Oh, and then he broke him. So,
Ashing deserved. Ashing deserved.
All English people do that. They just break stuff.
That's all we do. Tables, chairs,
but
parts.
I'm kind of the Ultra Magnus is kind of quite special or sentimental to me. Is probably I think the one my dad liked the most. My dad's no kind of longer with us, so. I'm not going to let that one go. That will always, no matter the state of it, I'll always going to have that one around.
The one that makes me smile the most though is Hot Rod, because that is like it just looks like such a well played with toy. Do you know what I mean? With
He's very well played with.
Are bad and you've lost
looked
the
after.
backpack.
I thought you were Johnson, Pete, because he's looking down and wishing it was bigger. You know, but yeah.
And who's this guy?
It's the LG great shots that I actually picked. Just pointing this out here because it's probably one of the. He's not super rare or anything, but he's a rarer or harder to get figure or more expensive over here, and I kind of got him in a package deal a number of weeks ago. With the seller was kind of very generous, so I just kind of put him in there, not to flex, but just to kind of more as a rarer figure. I don't have anything.
How much
that's
did you
particularly
get
rare.
him for?
There we go.
Got mine for about 70 quid. Fully boxed.
It was a package deal with some other figures.
So you didn't get you didn't get a good deal like me then.
£35.
And just finally, your
thanks, RG.
You come along to like TFNation, don't you? How do you find that? Is that is that one of your favorite times of the year? Is it something you really look forward to?
If we first went in 2022, and kind of at the end of it, I was just wished I'd done it 10 years earlier. Was kind of what I've said. So we've been every year since, and every year has kind of been better and better. Kind of as kind of myself and my wife have got to know people in the community, such as kind of some of the people in the chat and on the show, and it's kind of a really, really special event. Highlight of the year. Yeah.
I like it because you drink Guinness.
There you go. I like you because you do poses like this. And
there he is.
You're bringing sexy back, and I appreciate that in a man, bringing sexy back.
I'm trying.
Well, listen, sorry, we've overrun, but thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. Hopefully you'll come back another time.
I have another question for Robocop. So next
questions are finished.
No,
go on, one more. Last question. Go on, last question.
Are you coming to TFNation Reading? And if so, we're going to be drinking Guinness together.
Yes and yes.
Double yes. Look at that.
Double yes.
Well, I'll leave you to go to bed because you had a long day, and thank you so much for coming on the show, sharing your photos and your story about Transformers. We'll see you soon.
Yeah,
Take
thanks
care.
very much.
Yes.
Cheers,
Bye.
Greg.
Cheers, buddy. Take care.
Read what's up now. None other than my favorite section, your favorite section, vamping to try and find the section intro. It's time for Toy Tales.
Magical place, we're on our way there. With toys in the millions all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us. Soon after bedtime, when dark nighttime falls, Jeffrey and helpers stock up all the shelves. From ceiling to floor, books, board games and bikes, teddies, puppets and dolls, beds, spaceships and trikes. There's millions, says Jeffrey, all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us, Toys R Us, Toys R Us.
I feel like I have to take a pause now. So my voice will go weird.
I feel me drinking beer is not the best fucking thing to do.
Well, you're still compass mentis. It's fine. You're still with it. Right, so Toy Tales tonight is Battle Beasts. The Beasts of Battle. So the Battle Beasts were created by Takara in 1986, and Tomy still owns the worldwide rights to the property. In the heyday, the toy line came during the period in which it was licensed to Hasbro for distribution outside Japan. So these always kind of like find themselves in Transformers lore, and this Toys Tales section is about stuff which isn't Transformers. I didn't know that though when I was a youngster, and I got given Battle Beasts for some sort of birthday, probably going for a mere £1 at Woolworths. I did not realise they're Transformers, but certain things of Battle Beasts pointed towards Transformers, including the rub. Give a little rub, and it will tell you what whether it's wood or fire or whatever it was, or earth or water.
Oh, it'll be wood, all right.
If it burns, see a doctor.
You might be not fine.
Savile marketing.
It was. So it kind of felt a bit Transformers, and they had really cool armor and weapons as well. And only growing up and finding the internet just before you get to that stage of a teenager where you find the good bit of the internet, there was a small period beforehand where I researched Transformers and found all about Battle Beasts, and they actually appeared on the Japanese one. So, did anyone have these? As I'll do some photos as we chat. Did anyone have these as kids?
Yes.
Sorry, Jeremy.
No, I just said yes. I apologise.
I was going to say, very limited exposure to Battle Beasts. I remember seeing the adverts for them in the comics, but I didn't know they were connected to Transformers at all. I think that was one of the, that was quite an iconic advert that you'd see like towards the back of the comic. But I had no idea, and it was only recently with Jamie's kind of fascination and, let's be honest, obsession with collecting them, that I knew they were even in the Transformers universe.
Well, they were. This is one of the shots. They battle for fun. A bit different to what's happening in Ukraine with Russia. Their battle for uranium. But these guys battle for fun. And do you know what? Hats off to them. Why don't you battle for fun? This brings me so much
almost
down.
made it. We almost made it.
We almost made it.
We almost had one
Double
episode
five.
not banned by Russia.
It was Takara, wasn't it, who actually did an episode of was it in Headmasters or something like that, where they had the actual episode where Battle Beasts featured, and it's through them that they are part of the Transformers universe.
And they've been in the comics as well.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't intended originally, was it? They just kind of crossed them over, which was great. I remember having a few of them when I was a kid. God knows what happened to them.
Had the kangaroo
have
one.
some story?
I'd love to.
Didn't they have some stories where they specifically went to the planet to aid them
in Takara in the Japanese cartoon, but obviously we didn't get that over here, so we didn't necessarily get that explicit link between them.
Did they kind of show up and just go, just stop battling? Like, you don't need to fight.
Just have the fun.
He's
fighting.
Yeah.
Just
I
have
had
the
that
fun.
lizard one. I had that white lizard one on the right in the middle there.
It's
like a school. It's like a school photo, that isn't it?
Let's be honest.
The end of
Yeah?
year six, end of your photo.
I'm going to put a rabbit up against the moose. My money's on the moose.
I like the fact you've got like an alligator type thing in there, a rhino, but you went rabbit and moose. They're the ones. There's a freaking armadillo there.
It's because the rabbit and the moose both have things you could hold on to.
I'm glad we got these high-res pics.
Now they did get re-released. Now I believe these are the ones. Jamie, are these similar to what you picked up?
Yes, and this is what I'm looking forward to the most in Japan is getting the box sets are easy enough and almost cheap enough still now. But to buy the individual ones of these, you're paying over the odds in the UK. But if hopefully I'll be able to pick up most of these individual ones in Japan, for hopefully, a few pounds and stuff like that. That's what I'm hoping, because they released lots of little individual ones away from the box sets, which are pretty damn cool. And I think like Battle Beast and like these guys, you've got guys who buy multiple copies and will customize them and make different versions, and will even print their own now and make their own sort of Battle Beast. So it's a whole community out there, really talented people doing this kind of thing, and it's just brilliant. And I think
I was going to say, who would you rather spend the night with, the Battle Beast community or the Hot Wheels community?
Definitely the Battle Beast community.
Yeah, definitely. Fuck you, Hot Wheels.
How many Battle Beasts?
And your
are
dildo
there?
Ultra Magnus.
If
There
one
are
was to
over
collect,
20, I would say.
if one was to collect all of the Battle Beasts, how many Battle Beasts would one have?
There's a book out there. There's not actually that many, but there's a guidebook out there which I haven't got.
Are they like
with me.
they're like that toy your mate always had one of? Like you went
Yeah.
around the house and they
Yeah,
always had
everybody
one
had
Battle
one,
Beast
cool.
with the chest bit missing.
I will say the one tip I've had with collecting Battle Beasts is they'll have a number on the back, and the number should match the weapon. There'll be a number on the weapon, so both numbers will match. So that way, if you're unsure if the weapon belongs to that Battle Beast, you'll be able to look and you'll find that the weapon belongs to that. And there are things like what's it, that Transformer place that does the stickers for people? They did Toy Hacks. They did reproduction of Battle Beast weapons, because there's a lot of the weapons go missing, so people were able to buy the sort of reproductions of the weapons there quite cheap, like £4 or £5. So that's quite cool. I haven't got the guidebook. I don't know what I've bloody done with it.
According to
While you're
Google,
looking for
there's
it-
76 Battle Beasts with 36 Laser Beasts, which is far less than I would have thought there'd be, given
Laser
like, you see
Beasts.
the pictures. What's the difference between a Battle Beast and a Laser Beast, Jamie? And don't say lasers, for fuck's sake.
I think
I
they've
thought
got.
that.
I think. Oh God, I'm going to be making this up, because I think the thing was that
All right, nobody
they brought in a different icon. I think came in. That was
right.
the thing. Where the originally they had a few icons like
yeah.
wood, fire, and
Yeah,
water.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, they brought in different icons.
Right, should we quickly do socials and
Was
then
it
we'll finish
light,
off with
darkness or
discussion?
something? Can't remember.
Have we got? Oh yes, socials. Socials ready to go.
Social corner.
Who's ready? Because I can play an intro.
Social corner.
And now we can be social.
I am ready.
I'm a big chocolate slut.
Jerry?
Fuck off. Shock your nuts. It makes you dance. Don't eat any bras.
Don't. Never.
Oh my God, what happened to Jamie?
He's turned into the invisible man.
Like Infinity Wars.
he's looking very kind.
He's got to find that damn book, hasn't he?
I'm ready when you are, Paul.
There you go, sir.
Okay, now quarter end is finished. Suddenly, social media has been a lot more active this week, and we have the photos to prove it. So, Plastic Crack, friend of the show, had displayed 4 of his favourite shots from September. Now, you're probably looking at that going, well, that's not a very good version of his photos.
Well, I was just
Don't
thinking it's
worry.
missing Tequila Rose.
But I'm just moving on.
It's my favourite shot.
Prime and Bumblebee playing with themselves.
You enjoyed that far more than you should have done.
I did, yeah, agreed.
And not
Because
playing with
I am a child. Great picture. Prime and Bumblebee playing with the miniature versions of themselves.
Some photo.
Yeah. Now, is this the Nemesis Prime version of? Oh, is it the MMC something Plexus?
Probably
Yeah,
not.
Optus Plexus, yeah.
Optus Plexus. Very good version of a. Well, you can't go wrong with a Black Prime, can you, Lee?
You can.
No, you cannot.
I actually gave a message to Plastic Crag because he was doing so many good photos. I was like retweeting each of his photo, and I was starting to think Christ was starting to be like a fan account for his stuff. So I said, I need, stop doing good photos, or I'm just going to have to be selfish and just not retweet them because they were starting to be good.
Really captured the G2 versions of these colors. Again, I think this is the MMC stuff. I think the photos are great. I don't really like Bruticus. I love the Motormaster one, but the colors really pop. He's got some special skills with a camera, as I feel. Def said, nicking the Matrix off what probably looks like a dying Prime, rather than the actual Nemesis Prime.
He's dead.
Again,
he ain't dying. He's dead. You can tell by the color.
Did. Our very own Virtual Dave showing why Ultra Magnus is a bit of a pussy, with Galvatron rocking up, taking the Matrix off him with his goons. Fans Toys nailed them three perfectly, and I think Dave has nailed it perfectly with his photo. Chris Carter, obviously known for having a massive creative input with a lot of the artwork and stuff for TFN, including the opening ceremony video. Got Ruckus this week, and you can probably tell he was overjoyed with it. And this photo shows that he genuinely is such a beautiful figure, and so is Ruckus. It's a genuinely good figure, and Chris's photo captures that really well. Chris, missing link, Prime jumping into battle, explosions going on, shit is going down. He's come out of the trailer, he's ready to get it sorted. I've never really been that interested in Missing Link Prime. However, I could be persuaded. He looks so poseable. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still on the fence.
The lighting on that is incredible because you can see the glow from the explosion as well. It'd be fascinating to know exactly how he managed to get that glow that's going on. I'm sure he'd just say it was a torch, but still, I'd like to think it was more complicated.
Well, I just do it. It just happens. The light comes in through the window, and I just captured it. And you're like, I want to take photos like that.
The camera is just my conduit.
Jamie's a big culprit of this. You know, when you look at his photos, and he makes you want to buy figures. And I think,
could you zoom in that picture if you can? Because what I really like about it, the light as well, is he's done it like coming off the bot. So the light you see from the explosion is hitting the bot. So you look into the leg, you know,
like he's ripped the ball.
You know, it just brings the whole scene, and it adds depth to the photo, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's those little things which are just they're amazing and so easy not to talk about, but your brain registers it all.
Yeah,
like that. An awesome pic.
That's beautiful.
Massively so.
That's probably
by the time
I've seen.
By the time I decide to get it, Missing Link will be £500.
Yeah.
Next photo. Visigi, Brawn beating the shit out of Lord Zarak. You can just imagine Zarak crawling, Scorponok picking him up, and then Scorponok stamping on Brawn. But you could have a dedicated week for Visigi's photos. I really do enjoy it. Really do enjoy his stuff, but this one stood out this week.
It's the amount of photos he does. It's like him and Classic Crack. It's continuously good photos.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Braun's the kind of guy that would do a grab, twist, and pull on you?
Yeah.
I think he'd just throw you.
He is,
I think
isn't
he would
he?
literally, he would just grab you by the testicles and fling you by them.
He would, wouldn't he? He's a
Yeah.
bastard.
Yeah. No,
but you know,
actually,
Braun's probably one of these people who is a complete bastard, but in the same token, he's probably the one bot who would throw himself in front of fire to save you. You know, he's
But
like
then-
a true hero.
But then he wouldn't take a piece of your pizza. He'd just spit on it.
Do bots have saliva? But
What they do in the old comics.
Just some kind of
Botsy
residue.
pizza. Yeah. So many things wrong. Springer's another guy, I think, Jamie, in your, as you just mentioned, with Fasigi and Plastic Crack, that constantly fires out great photos, and Springer's one here of Magnus and Galvatron going at it. Yeah. I think we're in an age where we're blessed with so many good.
no, it's not fair, Pete. It's not fair. There's too many
Sorry.
good photographers out there. I just
Andy Gold. See, now I've taken a picture of this because it's not Prime that fascinates me, nor is it the fact that Andy Gold is off his tits on pre-workout. It is that David Seaman has got a really brown nose.
What's
How
going
did
on
he
there?
stay
Then?
in the England team as long as he did? But I think In Demand's got their batch of Studio Series 86 primes, early, and a lot of people got to experience it early. And
yeah.
I'm glad that Andy was one of those people, because he genuinely is one of the nicest people in the family.
He is.
I mean, other people were nice as well.
No, just
But
Andy.
Andy's better. That's what you said. Andy's
Yeah.
better.
It's being an Andy.
Virtual Dave again, because this is Thundercats the show.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah. I do now need Ghost Jagger, though. I say
You
need.
should have a look on eBay when you're
Yeah.
drinking.
Yeah, well, that's the only time I could justify the price. I think I couldn't do it sober. And with the toy lino, but such a great photo, and the holistic blue really accentuates the clear plastic on Jugger and makes it look like Jugger is actually in blue. It's such a
He's
glorious
got the
photo.
moves. He's got the moves.
Joe Bot with all of the comic release bots so far. They just looks really cool together. I just like the photo. I think the colours really work.
Each one I've had has been exceptional, and obviously the best one just now is Straxus, because we've not had a mold of like Straxus like that. Obviously it's based in the Galvatron mold, but to have that character where he just looks awesome, and the flying cannon, it freaking works. It looks good.
I'm really looking forward to Flame and Zaron. I really like the colours on Flame. Well, look, if they're as good in hand as Joe Bot's made him look in his photo, or their photo, I'm very excited about it. And then last but not least, I think, see, the thing that lets me down, Skywarp's SES, his photos are amazing at the minute, and he's got some great toys, but he puts hashtag Beast Wars in like all of his photos, and it just makes me want to gouge my eyes out.
I don't know.
Well,
But
I think he's just copying what he's done in Instagram and just transferring basically into Twitter.
Steve,
Like,
from Stevenage.
He did a photo today of his so-called fucking grail. He seems to have so many grails. I'm a bit suspicious of that. But of the Black Nemesis Optimus Prime, and they were exceptional, really brilliant. And I thought I should put that in Social Corner. And I went, but I am not. They're really good. There were two really awesome photos. And I went, he's already had enough. This was brilliant.
Yeah, I love seeing the comic cover homages, and this with Elita One. I'm going to pick my words very carefully. Riding Springer, really. I didn't pick my words that carefully, did I? I just said it. I don't know, with the with the comic background, you know, and the comic overlay. Exceptional photo. What version of Elite of One is that though?
Oh, that's the one that was based on RC. That's like your Kingdom.
Right, okay.
You know,
that,
was it FI's or C?
That was Legacy.
It was going to be really good, wasn't it?
It was the one before 86, wasn't it? The RC.
Yeah, yeah.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Social's Corner.
There's a Ghost Jargo for £315.
Bargain.
If you want it. I'll get for you. You're a mate.
Oh.
What's money between mates? Who needs to pay the mortgage?
I've got to buy his house. If you buy him, I'll buy his house.
Deal. Can you let me down around to play with him? We'll both play with him in the house. Yeah. Thanks. Right.
I'm going to have to charge tickets to get people to pay for it.
Let's do a discussion. Let's do a bloody discussion.
We now return to the Transformers.
Two things for tonight. Will we get to both of them? I'm not sure. But the first thing is Transformers 1. If it doesn't succeed, if it flops, which I don't think it's flopping at the moment, but it's definitely not as rigid as they thought it would be. What do we do from there? And the second one is Blokees, Curie Mix, whatever they're called. All those non-transforming Transformers seem to be taking up a lot of our news space, which we used to skirt over because we used to be more pure. But we don't now. We talk about them. So let's start off.
It hasn't changed. We've changed.
How do you feel? So I was really hoped for this being a new wave of Transformers love. When you think the Bayverse movie, when that first came out, 2007, it just started everything up again. And even though it wasn't quite exactly how I wanted my robots to look, I'd loved seeing Transformers take up massive bits of space in toy shops and Toys R Us and Smiths. The Smiths I went to the other day didn't have many Transformers, but then I've been recycling through, ready for Transformers 1. But it does. I don't think it's that bad at the moment for Transformers. I don't think this is something which is like the end of days. I think something else will come and replace Transformers 1 if it needs to. We're nowhere near that, and I think it's still going to be a profitable film. But if it did seem to be the new savior, the chosen one, it hasn't quite turned out how to be that. Is this? Do you think it's a nail in the coffin, or do you think it's just a bump on the ride?
I've been making posts on Twitter about this, and I think the other guys are aware of my feelings. I think Transformers 1, and I want to say this straight away, the artistic people behind this, the actors and that, have done a superb job. The marketing behind the cinema approach, I think, have done a superb job. What's let them down is the people who put the money in, Hasbro and Takara, because wherever we look, there should be merchandise out there, and it's just not the merchandise. We should be going into supermarkets, and the merchandise should be driving people to go to the cinema to see what this toy is, and it's not there. And I think either they didn't have the confidence in it, but to release toys a year later after the film's been released is a bit bad when there isn't the merchandise there to begin with. We should be drowning in merchandise, where we're trying to choose which one we want, and it just seems to be coming out in drips and drops. It's just like there's no confidence there, and that's not with the cinema people. I think the cinema people have done a fantastic job. I think the marketing behind the cinema have done as best as they can, because they've not had the merchandise support which all the other films have freaking had. You know, apart from Rise of the Beast, when I think they started to mess up, is when they didn't really seem to support that fully either. But when you think about like Spider-Man or even Hulk, they had ridiculous merchandise and stuff like that, and Happy Meals, you know. So
when you think back to like the marketing's been, like you said, it's been amazing. Like I remember Shell Garage has been carrying Transformers 1 for ages. Every time I popped into there, I see it on tube stations, train stations. Like I don't think the marketing be faulted at all. And we live in a very large echo chamber of Transformers news and world stuff, but I've seen it, when you see it above the line, like I've seen Transformers 1, you think, oh thank fuck, at least they've got that right. Now all they need to do is make sure they got the story right. But yeah, right, is it not released in Smiths, the toys for the show, for the movie?
No,
Or
Smiths
they-
have the toys. Yeah.
So
I'm surprised because you posted that you went into your Smiths and there was nothing in
there
there.
was nothing.
But one in Stockton a few weeks ago had loads of the more kiddie aimed toys and the Optimus Prime, the Studio Series one, but it was mostly the more the one step changes and those kind of things. But there was lots of them on the shelves there. I think maybe just your particular local store didn't. For some reason,
4
have them in
stores
there.
I went to didn't have nothing.
All right, well then it must be like
and
I
that's
said.
in the London area, which is quite worrying when you think that's the big money area of the UK.
And
when you
yet,
think
up
about
where
buying
John is,
something.
he shared photos from his Smiths, and they had tons of them on the shelves. So it's weird how the distribution is.
I think Berkshire's the yardstick because, as we know, it's a transforming mecca of the UK. No, but it's not released in the UK till next weekend, is it? So Thursday, Friday, and then over the weekend. I think that's going to be the acid test in terms of is it going to be a success? Because the US was like, it's been a massive hit in Peru. So how do we not know it's not going to go on to be a global blockbuster?
That's the dream.
Yeah, the dream. Number 1 hit in Peru. Sorry, I got an itchy back.
We hope it's you back.
My crack.
Your neck.
Itchy in my crack.
Don't start singing this song, for God's sake.
Next, this is what the people are still here for.
Itching good.
Next weekend is going to dictate, because let's be honest, if it does flop next weekend, it's going to put a lot of pressure on Hasbro as to what's next.
Isn't it a pressure they've created themselves? And can I just say, of all it's 25 people in chat, if you could like this video, that would be absolutely sweet. That would be awesome. 25 likes.
I just saw his head spin.
Or if you don't, you'll be seeing Pete's crack later.
People are allowed to like us.
You're
allowed to be liked.
I just remember, it's 10
If you like us, I'll ban you from the chat.
Being in a boardroom,
I'll bring it back.
doing some research thing, and sometimes I think someone in Hasbro must deliberately want Transformers 1 not to do as well, because they should have had the merchandise out there. It's almost like power moves are going on and someone taking advantage of and creating a situation where it's not going to do because it's not for the well-being of the company. It's a narcissistic person in that position of power who's full of self-importance and fucking things over. And I think that's worrying, because when you look at other organizations, and I don't know how much this is true, but when you look at other organizations, they tend to pick people in the hierarchy who are on ability, but also in how likable they are and how much they actually care about things. But when you look at business, it's like it's a model of about based on just usually one thing about performance, which means you could maybe end up having the worst type of individuals in that position of hierarchy. And I think
Khmer Rouge.
Yeah, I think businesses need to wake up. I think Hasbro needs to wake up as well.
Yeah, I've just did a test. It's going to sound really weird. It's going to sound really weird, yeah. But I just did a test in Google, like Transformer 1 pajamas. Yeah, you can only get them online. But they haven't got Sainsbury's. Asda. Yeah, but it is, because why are you not going shopping and the kids see the kids need some new pajamas and mum and dad buy them, and then
you were looking for kids sizes, were you?
Is that, yeah. Your measure of a film success. I haven't seen many kids.
I can't wait till he gets on Twitter. Let's look at how many pajamas are available. It's a disgrace.
I feel like you've taken some of my data out of context.
Notting Hill was a great film.
Like pretty in context.
This is why the film will not succeed.
But it's right.
Schindler's List, one of the great. Well, I could not move for seeing kids in Schindler's List pajamas. Great film, so successful. amazing pajamas. Sainsbury's stocked them.
That's why I won an Oscar.
Everybody's
That's how you
That's
know.
why I won an Oscar.
But it's true, though. You shouldn't have crazy merchandise out there where you should be able to buy Transformer 1 chopping boards or Transformer 1 dice. You know, stupid stuff, Transformer 1 torches and stuff like that. They should be like, it should be drowning in merchandise. Transformer 1 nutcrackers and stuff.
The problem is, like, who would you aim the merchandise at? Because kids nowadays
Everyone,
don't care
women.
about anything tangible. They just don't give a shit. Like, they won't go and buy toys. That's why the toys probably aren't sell. Like, we're who they aim the toys at.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, kids want digital assets. Like, put a Fortnite skin on, and they'll lap that shit up.
Yeah,
But they won't go to the shop and buy like
the Minecraft stuff.
buy
That's
like a
up now,
stationary
isn't it?
set, or like, you know, they won't. They just won't do it. They don't care. Like, I haven't. Obviously, I work with kids.
how
And
can
they
we
haven't
change that? Do we
mentioned
need to
Transformers 1.
Line up kids and go and, I don't know, pleasantly explain to them they're wrong.
Push them. It's just that weird.
So concerned about where you were going with that.
weird thing to do. Like, I haven't seen the film. Who's the film aimed at? Is it like adults or is it kids? Or is it everyone? Like,
It's everyone.
Everyone.
Everybody.
everyone.
My kids have seen it. They
Genuinely,
loved it.
Everyone.
My wife's seen it. She loved it, and she doesn't like Transformers. Oh, borderline hates them. I'm a Transformers fan. And I love it. It is in the. I still maintain I love the '86 movie because it's nostalgia, and it's just you can't not love it if you grew up with it. But this is ostensibly the best Transformers film. we've
No,
had
you're
in-
wrong.
Jamie.
Right, name me a
shush,
line.
God.
Name me a line.
For the
from
love of
movie.
God.
Name me a
It's
line
just-
from the movie. Name me a line.
I could
from
name
the
you lots of
movie.
lines from the movie, but that doesn't
But
mean
what?
anything,
You can't-
Jamie. It's
but
just
you
come
can do it
out.
with 86. You can do it with 86. one,
Literally,
because you genuinely
every
love it.
podcaster, every reviewer
been
is saying the
around
same
for
thing
30
except
years.
you, and you just sit there and go, no,
Yeah,
because it's not the
name me
86
a
movie,
line.
because I love that
I'm
one.
asking
Fucking
quote
hell.
lines
You
from
sound
the
like the
movie.
G1ers. Just
Quote.
let it
You can't do
go.
it, can you? You can't do it.
It's
Because
only
it hasn't
seen it
ingrained
once.
into you.
fucking
One should be
hell.
enough. I don't know about you, but when I first saw
Literally
Transformers,
everybody else
one
disagrees,
shall stand,
Jamie.
one
except
shall
Nick
fall.
Devon.
That was ingrained. But you don't have anything ingrained.
Oh
so no,
my
it's not
God,
true, is it?
Jamie! It's just embarrassing at this stage. Stop! Please stop! Please
I wish
stop!
you could quote
Put the
something.
beer away! Put the beer
Right,
away!
I wish you could
Let's
Set
move on
yourself.
to
Put the beer
new.
away.
Let's move on to a new thing.
Fucking hell.
So-
When you could quote.
The next discussion was all about non-transforming Transformers. Now, since we started the show, we've been quite anti non-transforming Transformers, even to the point of sniggering at them and laughing at them. And then slowly, over the years, they've seeped into our life like a separate stream of non-skill, and now we own them. And to be fair, Blokees are really cool.
Yeah, Blokees are exceptional.
They're really exceptional.
Blokees are
The-
wonderful. We love
The
them.
Always been
YOLO
our
Park, the YOLO Park stuff looks.
Jamie led the
really
way.
good.
We just followed. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
we did. He called him the shit yellow parks, and now he loves them.
That's
Not
not
so
technically true. That's not technically true. He called them
Yeah.
midget porn, but that's not the point.
Oh,
Point
now
is,
you're
we love them.
quoting. Now
No,
you're quoting.
Oh, I've got a quote for you, Jamie. Don't you fucking worry.
So, what do you think? So, non-transforming Transformers. You've also got the RED, haven't we? We've also got Super 7
No, we shouldn't talk about
Transformers.
The RED. The RED are terrible.
RED
I'm
was
sorry,
wank.
they're awful.
Oh,
I'm
they look so
disappointed
good.
in the RED figures.
Yeah, they were
But
really bad.
Blokees, the YOLO Park stuff is exceptional action figure stuff. That's the thing. It's action figures rather than Transformers as such.
Moff's got a great point.
I don't know if it's a great point, though, because they're non-sentient thing. They're fucking toys. They're not going to be transforming themselves, are they? It's like literally, we've all got about 600.
No, but we do
Transformers.
put these things on the shelf, and how many times do we just leave them there? It's
Yeah,
like,
because
you know,
yeah,
you
well,
don't,
die of
you don't
old age
pick up
by the
every
time you go
Transformer and
around them.
transform them all the time. You just don't.
We
So
can't.
he has that point. If you're just going to stick it on a shelf and not transform it anyway, then what difference does it make if it's
Yeah,
a
But don't
transforming
you do round
one or not?
tables, though, where you just rotate and maybe you'll have them in different modes and stuff like that?
Maybe I'm all will pick
Depends.
one up and fill of it. It'll be. There is two different types of transforming things, which Andrew Ink is just saying he used to hate non-transformers. Now he has Super 7 and Blokees. We're probably quite similar because you do have ones which are on the, but it's just nice. And I see it so many times when we have people on the show, they will just sit there and transform. Transformer because it's lovely, and there's something about there, and there's something about an engineering excellence. Like I always quote Fans Toys Quietus, isn't a hard transformation in both modes. It's sublime. I will sit there and I'll give myself, and it will take 6 to 8 minutes to transform it, and it's a beautiful thing of a bit of engineering, and you don't get that with. I can't get a Blokee and go. I would love it. It'd almost make them perfect if they could transform really. And I know you would never get it, but if they could transform into a really simple alt mode, then they would be perfect. They're not perfect at the moment because they can't do that.
I think a couple of weeks ago, I transformed Road Rage. Obviously, the sort of mold sister to what's his name, Trax, and I really enjoyed it. And I picked 4 or 5 random Transformers and just transformed them into the vehicle modes. And it was just really good fun. And I really liked Road Rage because obviously the Trax mode got a lot of hassle about how bad it is at transforming. And I need to pick up a Trax actually. But it was such a good transformation. And people said, oh, you had to squeeze things into it. No, Road Rage was okay. You might have to put a little bit of pressure, but it was nothing like the fucking, what's it, white and black cars called again from the Decepticons?
Runabout, Runamuck.
Yeah, Runabout and Runabout. They're fucking torture devices. They're designed to kill and break your soul. You know, these are the 2 worst transforming fucking cars ever invented, you know. But Road Rage, yeah, it's just fun to pick and I was just watching TV and just transforming away, and it was just nice.
I always thought that mold was like interestingly badly designed. It's badly designed, but it's like interesting to try and transform because it's like, well, how the fuck does this work?
So here's the question then. So, okay, so we are. Some of us prefer transforming and enjoying the engineering and that process and stuff, and some don't. But why is it more prevalent now? Why have we got more non-transforming models?
No one's got any
action figures. Yeah,
I think because people are not arseholes. I think people are allowing people to buy whatever they want in the community and enjoy it. And I think that's because of, I would say, people like yourselves, like Brad and stuff, the people in this very chat, have allowed that. And when I say allowed that, I think they've allowed that with their manners, their grace, and their dignity, where they're just embracing anyone who enjoys anything to do with the sort of fandom. And I think that's a great thing. And I think personally for me, if Paul, if you could just share this picture.
Only if it's you naked.
Is I like the fact is for the first time I could get them to do poses which you couldn't do normally with a toy, subtle poses, subtle changes which you couldn't do with a toy. With your typical Transformer toy, they had a lot of articulation. You'd feed them the fucking, like, you know, this thing's sheer die cast, so if it drops and stuff like that, it's not going to scrape or break. So I feel I have so much freedom to do risky stuff and not worry about it, you know, scraping against the rocks or the stuff I use, and for me, it makes it easier to take the photo. And I think when you look at someone like Sexo and Toy Buck Soapbox and Skywarp, and I don't want to use the word even, Skywarp has been exceptional stuff, and Plastic Crack and that, these guys make things look brilliant. And so sometimes I feel as a toy photo, I'm almost cheating when I'm using a non-transformable transformer, because it's easier to get them into poses where when you look at Sexo and Toy Box Soapbox, they can have a brick and they make it look so alive. Your imagination just catches fire. Yeah,
but
that's
also
one of the reasons.
Like to get anywhere near close to that with a transformer, if you got MP44, which is about £300, he still doesn't clean up as nice as that photo. Was that Yellow Park?
Yeah.
So is it a price thing as well? Because you can get a transformer.
Yeah.
If you're buying Masterpiece now, you can actually get a Masterpiece quality transformer, which looks better. Yellow Park, you could argue, looks better in its robot mode.
40 quid. That was 40 pounds.
40 quid, yeah. And it looks better. And if you're deadly honest to yourself, there are transformers. I've got Masterpiece like Coot, which is Cup, and RC, which I've only ever transformed once, and I'm never going to transform again. And they were over £100 each from Fans Toys.
Yeah,
Exactly. So what difference does it make if they can transform? As long as
Yeah.
they look good in the mode
Yeah.
you want to look good on your shelf at the end
But
of the
then
day.
equally, I would never ever get rid of Fans Toys Kaitis because it's such an amazing transformation. And it's got both modes locked down.
Yeah, but everybody has those Transformers they love picking up and just messing around with. And
Yeah.
you know, there's other Transformers that you'll have where you think, I never want to transform that thing again in my life, as long as I
Oh,
live.
you're not able
And
to.
that's-
Unicorn. Dan, listening,
well,
Unicorn.
That's the
I mean,
challenge.
I think again, people joke about it, and you see the term on social media a lot that it is a kind of a golden age for Transformers fans in terms of the availability and stuff. But I think it's genuine. You know, if you want those bots that transform, the engineering has got so much better. If you want those guys that you're just going to sit on the shelf and you just want to look around and you've got a version of Prime or a version of Megatron or whatever, you've got non-Transformer figures that are going to be probably give a better version of the Transforming ones. I think
you're right. I think you nail on the head there, Pete. Because like early 2000s, like anything that was released that wasn't like, if you're after G1 stuff, anything that was released that wasn't transforming or G1 style, there would be a bunch of people scoffing, going, "Oh, what a waste of a release! I just want this now." Like if you take like a Universe, I don't know, Hardhead for example, the repaint of Onslaught, everyone was kind of like, "It's all right, but it's not Hardhead." Well, just everything was a placeholder on your shelf until the next one came out. And if you look at like Earthrise Prime, like loads of people bought that thinking, right, final Prime, this is amazing. And then 86 Prime gets announced and pictures come out and people are like, never saw this coming, like an even better Prime than Earthrise Prime, whichever way you think of that. Like they just keep, if you want that transforming stuff, they keep bringing out better stuff. There is transforming stuff for every single thing you can think of now. You know, everything's coming out. So, you know, there's certainly the market for like the non-transforming stuff because everything else is covered. Like people just seem to want more and more and more nowadays. You know, Blokees is kind of like, we'll bring this out because it's an extra consumer thing where people who've got everything else will get these, and it's working. Remember when the Creo figures came out and everyone went nuts for them? Like they were great. People just lapped them. They're not worth fuck all now, but like they were like everyone lapped up the Creo stuff because they were like really cool transforming little figures. Yeah.
Do you think it works because also Blokees in Yolo Park are also pretty damn good quality? They're not like Transformers Red, where people were just, or the Supreme 7 or whatever they're called. The Yolo Park stuff has been good out the ballpark, and so is, to be fair, so is Blokee, and they are flooding the UK market with advertising and giving it to the products to people to try and test. And
it's like efficient Gundam, isn't it? It's like you know, it's appealing to that model making crowd that like they bought what were the model kits called? Furai?
Yeah.
It's kind of appealing to that market, isn't it? Where it's just like
they don't want to use the face model kits, which is quite interesting. They want to move away from, because they think when you think model kits, people start to think of glue and sharp knives to cut the stubs off. They're trying to say you don't need any of that. These are almost like click and put things together.
That's the difference.
Yeah. Gundam's the same. Like you don't use glue with Gundam. You just bang everything together and it's done. And obviously you've got all the different kinds of class and model kits.
I've seen Bristol
kind of going that way.
Trying to put a Gundam figure live. He did it live on the internet, putting a Gundam figure together, and then he went 40 minutes. Oh well, I've just got some of the bits out. You know?
Transformers is like branching into that different class of model kits now, where you've got the really easy ones up to like the harder ones, and there's definitely like a market. Obviously, we've seen there's a market there for all of that kind of stuff, and they're just kind of they're throwing it out there now. They're flooding it. And obviously, I haven't bought any Blokees yet because I know if I buy one. I remember what happened when I started buying Gundams, but like obviously it's massively popular, and they're kind of branching into this like I've built this kind of mentality. There's obviously like you buy a toy, you transform it, put it on the shelf. Now it's like you can buy a Transformer and build it. You can spend like 10 minutes building a Blokees or half an hour building a. It's all there for like taking. It's good, you know. Nice.
And they're fun and they're cool and they don't take up much space and they give you a version of the character. And I think it ticks so many boxes that, dare I say it, I think we know that Hasbro are going to change the Masterpiece line. Whatever that change looks like in the next 18 months, 2 years. We've already cycled through pretty much all of the characters from 84 to 87. What is that next thing that ignites the passion that's going to keep the shareholders happy? And I think they've got to try these variants. And yeah, Creo is meant to be, we didn't have to sell the license to Lego and lose a load of money, so let's do Creo. It's similar but different. But the Blokee stuff, I think, is, you can get the Blokee stuff in game. Do you know what I mean? That's mainstream. And I think it's quite cool, and I think it's really interesting to see where it goes next. I'd like to think that the popularity is, and we've seen that the new figures announced at Wonderfest and stuff, that it will continue to grow in popularity because they can do so much with it. They can do so much. Why can't they do a playset? Why can't they do a playset that you build? New Age did it with the Ark. Why can't they do a playset? Because they've got 3 or 4 waves now of G1 bots.
You get Cybertron, couldn't you? Put it next to your cat's layer. In your extension, you
what
have
are you trying to fucking do to me?
Did you see Emma coming on earlier? Roasting
Yeah,
you.
I'm going to sort that out later. Gaming me live on the internet.
Just remember, you are live on the internet.
Yeah, I can do that myself.
Right, I'm ready to wrap it up actually because it's 2.5 hours, and Brad, we've stolen enough of your lovely life for that. Anything else before
steal all you want?
Will you let me in? Give me an inch. Give me an inch. I'll take a meter.
I think Flame Toys suffered from the fact that people thought it was too much like Gundam, a bit too complicated, and there seemed to be a lot of issues with certain things missing, or it was easy to break things. Where Blokees, to be fair to you, it looks like you would have to get a hammer and smash down on those individual pieces to actually do any damage to them.
Yeah, my kids have played them.
Yeah, they're quite forgiving. And I think that's what people want. They want something that's forgiving when you make a mistake.
Yeah,
definitely.
And if you're interested in finding out what the Action Edition G1 Optimus Prime is like, maybe check out a review.
That's a great idea. If only there was a review on this channel.
Maybe there is.
Done by one of our own.
Right, we'll wrap it up. I don't need to say. I don't need to remember any of the social tags because it's going to play it in the outro. Pretty much redundant now. No, but I love you lots, and I'll see you next week, hopefully.
It's time for Transformers, the show!